So where are we? The Tom makes you not ride horseback.
Hurricane, why are you finger at everything? He can't. And your finger, we having fun. I told y'all,
Have better cases that I won't wag my finger at all.
Very long, like our studio walls.
SNL one time, somebody made fingers. Somebody put a
Was color.
Okay.
It was like.
Why did he stop working? He should still be watching Keenan. I mean,
That's a good question.
So are you okay with renting yacht to Miami or the beach?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
You should always fake it till you make it.
Yeah, the boat thing is fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, the boat thing is fun. But I remember I was in Atlanta one time. I was at the Enterprise, and there were these three guys who went to the Corvette. And they 3 days. I was like, what are y'all doing?
I remember some car. Like,
How many points you got, Brooke?
you don't worry about that.
I can tell you how many points.
You know.
Do you have another one comment? Do you have another one?
It's working its way. It's like,
Let me know when you.
Hold on. First lady. You know what she's doing?
yeah, she's not gonna respond. Yeah. Those words?
No, you talking about working out gas? What, you eating some cabbage?
No. If you weren't here, that's my sugar detox, because I off sugar, and it just led to horrible gas.
I got a suggestion too, since y'all talking about cabbage. Because it melt in your mouth. Let it have a little bit of crunch.
Jamaicans fix the best cabbage. I like Jamaican cabbage. Jamaicans fix good cabbage. They don't go to that. And Asians. Asians do good cabbage well.
Cabbage and cornbread.
No.
I do love cabbage.
I like it too, but not melt in your mouth. I don't like no vegetables.
I don't like
that
it
melt
sloppy.
in your mouth.
Yeah.
I got another one here. I'm right to release this.
Okay, what's the next one, Dan?
More than the boys, but it's oh, I got the wrong glasses on. But it's gonna hurt some of y'all. It's an age thing. After you turn 25, you can't no more. Black adults need to stop eating ketchup.
Wait, what?
No, sir.
You gotta explain this one. You have said this. I've heard you say this for years.
He said the girls and the men are the one complaining.
No.
You are, I know. 5 years old. I am. You are 35 years old, and I smell Heinz on your breath. You smell like a high school cafeteria.
You sound like an elitist. Like,
Really, No. No, it's not elitist, no. Because it stinks, and it's covered up. And now we're break this down. This is where the girls come in. The guys are a little bit better, because the guys might put a little bit on the fry, whatever. Sometimes guys do too, but I've seen the girl, this is big in Baltimore. If anybody from Baltimore will remember this. Why are you putting in 12 packs for a medium fry. After, watch this, after you put the ketchup in the container, you sock the ketchup pack.
Oh, that's disgusting. No, that's
not understanding.
Not too much on together.
Let me tell you, I was not at my phone and I switched my face up and looked at the phone.
That's crazy. I could get that one. All them germs.
I did that pre-COVID, I'm not gonna lie. But after COVID,
A lot of people still do it. I see it every day at the restaurant.
I don't think that ketchup in
I
there.
don't do that. But I used to do
All
that
ketchup
so much.
packets.
Listen,
Eyes with a fork.
Me too. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never know I was gonna be on the same
Homie
page with
bougie.
Rambo and his girth, but I do.
Actually, with chopped.
Jeremy?
Hold on. I actually eat fries and chips with chopsticks because it's better. I like chopsticks with my chips. Thank you.
You like chopsticks with your popcorn too, huh?
you just,
Yeah, I still like use chopsticks with my chips and my
Can y'all imagine
she over here burning up Fabuloso in the back.
That's what
Her house smell like Fabuloso.
Not so much.
Eating chips with chopsticks. The Asians don't do
Was
that.
Fabuloso on the list? Did Pam say Fabuloso?
No.
I hate Fabuloso. I hate Fabuloso.
Not so much of Fabuloso.
So is that back to the French fries? So was we just doing it with no condiments? Like we just
No,
gotta get
there's a condiment.
okay, like can we get a can we get a
Got the areola sauce.
She's shaking a bag.
What the hell?
Or you can do what I do if you have available. And I usually do this when I make duck fat and I make French fries and I use the duck fat.
Now duck fat is good. Duck fat is good flavor.
You need beef tallow.
Do you hear these people? Eating duck on a regular. They have.
When you do it.
Boardwalk fries with the vinegar.
Dan, do you use malt on your
Yeah,
fries?
I do the malt vinegar.
I like malt vinegar too.
It depends on the fry. You can do it with every fry.
Yeah, you can't do it with all the fries. A good seat. You can't do it with McDonald's fries. That's just a unique ketchup.
Wait, so you guys decided?
Those fries at all anyway.
I thought you guys were gonna be health conscious. You're trying to avoid diabetes, and now you're adding.
Somebody said that. You know. Somebody said that.
DND.
Who invited the Nigerian to the black party?
Just let him say it and then we move forward, y'all. Y'all gotta
Can I just say, Ben, I don't agree with no ketchup rule if it's on the side or whatever.
Yeah. The one you eat.
It's a little excessive. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the on the side is better when they like slather it on top and
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't do that.
buried under the ketchup and then you gotta dip your fingers in it and now you got the little nasty ketchup fingers. Now that's insane. But a little dip in
So
the
use chopsticks.
so you have it slathered under the ketchup.
Of course she
No,
does.
I put my ketchup on the side. The only time I do ketchup on whatever is in New York at the Chinese restaurant. Then I get them to put the ketchup on.
Wait, quick breaking news. R.I.P. to Africa Bambaataa of the Soul Sonic 4. TMZ is reporting that Africa Bambaataa has passed away. Go ahead, y'all keep
I
going.
thought y'all did.
African Bambaataa saying.
Dan, what else you have on your list?
The Soul Sonic 4, Planet
How
Rock.
we go? How would I?
Planet Rock.
Planet Rock. I don't
All
know.
you party people looking for the perfect beat. All the Zulu Nation looking for Planet Rock. Say Planet Rock. It's the Shore Shock. Oh, y'all.
Well, that news broke 2 hours ago. He also because
I thought y'all
She said your breaking news ain't shit. had allegations, but I'm not gonna,
No,
remember you
Oh,
guys.
somebody had allegations. Okay.
That was put out in the statement.
Okay.
That was put out in the statement, and I think Curtis Blow put that out.
Does anybody like mayonnaise on that pizza?
Oh, no.
Can we leave the mayonnaise in the past?
I like mayonnaise on my pizza.
I don't believe
First, I'm
you.
just like, we're talking about this show and first lady.
I don't want to go to that church.
Oh, that's nasty bird.
She likes First Lady, have you ever made your
I like to dip it in ranch.
Oh, God.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
if I don't have ranch, I like mayonnaise. Y'all don't like mayonnaise?
That sounds disgusting.
I put some red hot on my pizza. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I like those crushed
Well,
peppers.
sometimes a good mustard on the pizza is good.
Mustard?
No, that's actually
You know they use mayonnaise as
Mustard
food.
on your pizza?
Yeah, put
I
mayonnaise on
don't
your
put
pizza.
mayonnaise on my
extra
pizza.
sauce.
but
I never ran out of
mustard is-
anything.
That's not a hot dog. It's not a hamburger. Why would you put
I
mustard?
know you like mayonnaise a lot. You like that white stuff.
I like to mix the mayonnaise with the
New York slice is good.
You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
Y'all don't like tartar sauce?
Yes,
Yes, of
That's
course.
mayonnaise and relish.
is it really? I like
You eating it on a pizza, ma'am?
I like it.
No.
What's going on?
First lady. First lady eats broccoli salad. We can't compete with that. I mean, that's some other shit that don't nobody like.
Wait.
Like
What's wrong with
bacon
broccoli
on
salad?
Sure.
What's wrong with having broccoli and salad?
No. Nothing is wrong with broccoli and salad, but it's her preparation of broccoli salad.
What do you do, First Lady, to your
Nothing to
broccoli?
see here. Let's move on. Ben has another. Ben has
Okay.
another.
Because I can see
I want to hear about that broccoli salad.
Okay.
What should she do with her broccoli? Uh-oh.
I want to see what that broccoli be about.
Could you do?
Tell them about the broccoli salad, First Lady. Why are you holding it a secret?
Broccoli salad.
I want to know what that broccoli do.
That's not
Hey, Trent.
It's good. Please, it's terrible.
Sir. Now you're eating for taste.
Now we're talking.
No, hold on. I can explain. So, who wants to fight with raw broccoli?
I like raw broccoli.
What's wrong with raw broccoli?
But raw broccoli
I told y'all to move it on. Y'all don't pay attention.
I don't know.
Straight up, it requires too much. It requires too much
That's right, you
education.
cheat.
I'm sorry.
I mean, move on.
I can't with you. I'm not.
But you
Don't
take
you
it.
put raisins? Don't you put raisins in it too?
Oh, I don't put no raisins in that. Go lay down.
Okay.
She tried you.
Y'all done ran that ban off.
Thinks that the broccoli is raw. That's like,
He went to go try it.
she can't roast the broccoli or steam the broccoli.
I like raw broccoli.
What's wrong with raw broccoli?
Yeah, but what's the broccoli salad anymore?
Besides the distasteful.
If they're small, it's fine. Broccoli, and it's not.
Oh, if it's small, it's fine. What's wrong with raw broccoli and carrots?
Besides the disgusting.
Exactly.
No.
It's wrong when you add
Anyway,
the mayo
next.
to it. The mayo
It's
is
the mayo
wrong.
part for me.
Next.
Mayo part. That's just
If I'm gonna do broccoli salad, it has to be with like a Italian.
vinegar base. Yeah, like a vinegar base, not a mayo base.
Yeah. And not
Wait a minute.
no-
Who's John? Hey, John.
I know Bobby is not talking.
Who's John?
Not so much because I'm sure Bonnie eat good food. She
Oh,
from
okay,
Louisiana. Everybody eat good food.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they go.
Y'all, Louisiana got good food. Y'all hate everybody to put down there.
She don't. You don't know. We know.
Yeah,
All the food in Louisiana is good. Y'all don't ever eat nothing good. So y'all would be-
It's not good.
It's good sometimes.
Let's move on. We don't want to make it about Louisiana.
Y'all gotta stop with these generalizations. Y'all doing too much.
If you look at the best food in America is all coming from Louisiana.
Oh my God.
Easy as
Okay, all right, let her have it. It's okay.
That's how I know your mac and cheese is not good.
Okay.
No, you a lie. You a lie. Because Louisiana got the best food ever in life.
Because I'm a woman.
You will not.
Don't dare.
How much you want back?
Don't dare. She likes it.
Yeah, collective black.
I know you like the you like the room.
I need a little recreation.
First, let's
The best food in coming out of Louisiana. Y'all, oh my God.
Okay, all right.
That ain't even the state that I'm from. And I'm telling y'all.
So wait a minute. Host
I don't even live there. I just
Host up.
like it.
Host up.
You don't know food, girl. That's why you're saying.
Host up. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air.
No.
Like I know
Come on.
what the Lord done for me. Devon, do you have any breaking news for me? Do you have any?
No, we don't got no more. What? The
And left.
Oh, he left. Oh, okay. I was
Last
looking at
time the Divine broke news, he got swatted down like the Kimbe.
Right.
I didn't know the person.
Did y'all
Okay, all right. If you don't have breaking news, Trent
No, let me talk
says
about him real
that
quick. Let me talk
Melania.
about.
Well, who you
Let
gonna
me talk about Africa Bambaataa.
No.
They already broke the news.
Why y'all doing Divine like that?
Because we heard about Bombada. I don't know that song.
We ain't doing Divine like
But
that.
I remember people used to say that African
Pervert.
Bombada, but that was like a slang
That's New
right
York
there.
shit. They just think because it's important to them, everybody else care.
Oh, I don't.
We don't.
Oh, this is another fight we had.
Like it's not.
Holy Ghost.
Two straight up weird. Straight up weird.
I mean to be fair. Hey,
That's an old song.
Got a little break from you.
To be fair, he was considered the architect of hip hop culture.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily
He was not.
Okay, can I speak, please? Okay, can I get the mic?
I'm just saying nobody. Rest in peace, but okay. Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's fine. Y'all can go ahead.
No, Devon, don't do it. Is it a conversation? We want to hear you. Why are we dying?
All right.
I'm saying he died. Is it a conversation? That's what I'm asking. Like, what's the conversation?
Listen.
Rest in peace.
All right, now we're arguing about whether we should have the conversation or not.
I'm just trying to figure out what the conversation.
Okay, just let it go. Put your hands in the air. Wait a minute, like you just don't care. So listen,
What's going on?
since y'all don't want to hear Bombada, since y'all don't want to hear about Bombada,
There's only one person.
since you don't want to hear about Bombada,
I didn't
Trent
say I was here.
said
Oh,
that the French.
Oh no.
Since y'all hear about Bombada, Trent said that the French got something on Melania, and that's the reason why she came out with the story.
Okay, so even worse. So because Bonnet doesn't want to talk about somebody. Listen, Bonnet.
I know you ain't
Make sure.
She
She
gonna
want to
boom
hear
it.
from
It's
her
okay.
friend
It's all right.
Trent.
It's
She ain't
okay.
heard from her in a while.
She gonna
Well,
boom
then
it.
open a
if we
room
do that.
together. How about that?
Brother, what's going on? Are you driving?
talking when y'all trying to get people to move off conversations all day.
All
I do
the
it one
time.
time and now it's a problem.
Exactly. She never comes to stage.
We don't like.
She's
We don't
never
like
here.
plans.
She rarely comes up. Y'all can at least allow her to have one little request. Like, that's the reason why she doesn't involve
That's right.
herself
You
with
know
you
what?
all, because
You're
you
right.
guys are mean to her.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're right.
We can-
First lady, we're not about to let you gaslight us. Don't do that.
You are mean to her.
Not mean to Bonnet,
Yes,
my
you
friend.
are.
I'm not mean to her. But
And especially, I had to issue a ceasefire against him, and then he broke it.
child, fuck Trent. So that's all
No,
I'm saying.
what are you talking about?
That nigga named Trent.
And on his
It's time
damn
for a
news.
nap. It's time for you to
Okay.
take a nap.
Not
That's
your
your
mom.
Relax. Everybody chill. Take a deep breath. Okay. I'm interested in this Melania thing because I was out running around and I didn't
We
hear
already
anything about it.
talked about that. She was talking-
Lord.
What is it to break? We talked
All right,
about
good. You know what? Y'all can go start another room somewhere else. I'm not gonna keep y'all complaining about a conversation. It's uncalled for.
Brooklyn, are you gonna let First Lady talk to you like that, Brooklyn?
I'm talking to everybody. It ain't just to her. I'm talking to you too.
Oh no, you definitely. No, you can't be talking to me raising your voice like that at me. Oh, damn.
Oh, okay. This is manufactured. Okay, this is all manufactured. This is
Where Hurricane go?
Downstairs. You need to rest.
Oh, Gemini here. What up, Gemini?
What up, bro?
Gemini.
Now it's about to get loud.
It's not about to get loud, man. I'm in
Yo, you know what? Y'all complaining a lot. What's going on today?
What's going
That's
on?
just all that.
I don't know. We're trying to start a conversation. No, we don't want to talk about that. No, we don't want to hear from him. No, we don't want. All right, so one mic on whoever, whatever y'all want to talk about. Because I'm just chilling.
Now don't try to lose me.
Talk about how these men. I want to talk about how crybabies.
Oh,
I've been crying like this.
Brooklyn says she hasn't had a gender war in 6 hours and she won for it.
Yeah, I'll be over here. I don't have
Why you gotta be an NIGGA?
That's my thing.
NIPGA.
Who you looking for?
Jane in collection.
Jane from
Accounting.
accounting.
Oh yeah, Jane from accounting is here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't feel like
We have a collections event in real time.
Oh my God, we have a toll tax, Jane. We missed the toll tax.
I saw him,
You
but I
sure
didn't see
did.
Gemini. I saw him, but I didn't see Gemini.
Yes, ma'am. I
I
need
did.
your assistance.
Okay. So what we talking now? What did we decide that the toll tax would be?
I'm a very, very fair person, so I will stay at the agreed upon price without any incentives.
No interest?
No interest.
I'm saying interest. It's been about a week.
I was about to say.
There needs to be some interest.
Legal said there should be some.
That's what I'm saying. At least 10%. At least 10%. No. In Brooklyn, you already got 50.
Brooklyn, please move out the way.
You already got 50. 10% at least.
Excuse me. Hello?
Jordy, not now. We're conducting business.
Jordy, what you got going
No, Jordy, hold on. Gemini has the floor. Gemini's trying to sort something out with Karen from accounting.
Jane.
I'm sorry. With Jane from accounting. So Jane, are we at 10% for the interest? Is that okay?
I think 10% is
The
fine.
client already said no.
Gemini, because these folks don't know how to be efficient, can I just conduct my business with Johnny's from accounting as well?
No, this is actually Gemini's business that is being discussed. Gemini will not abdicate his business.
Send Jordy to the audience because Jordy don't know how to act.
I think your mama needs to text Gemini 10% because he still ain't come up with those pictures. What you think, your? Oh yeah, I need a toll. Yeah, I need a toll.
We can definitely circle back and address that, but we are getting so far off topic. We need to focus and hone in on this current situation.
I wish you would just go on and pay him because I'm sick of Gemini and this goddamn
Back on.
As you heard from legal.
Gemini in that bit. I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Well, anyway, as Jane from accounting and legal discussed tonight, they're recommending a strong 10%. interest, do you accept their recommendation?
You know what? If it's settled within the next 4 hours, just as an incentive, I will leave that off. But after, it will accrue daily.
Accounting, legal, do we have sign off?
Yeah, I'm gonna sign off on it, but I'm gonna have both invoices prepared, one with the 10% and one without.
Legal?
Okay.
Are we signed off?
Yes, we're signed off. We're signed off.
Okay, thank you.
Scotty from Human Resources here. I would like to introduce you to Jordy. Jordy is our new team member. Welcome.
No, yeah, thank you, because like pink tickets are out here telling me I don't know how to act, and that's just crazy. But what I wanted to do, if I could get Jane from accounting to just assist me while she's already in office, because brother Messi owes me some bankroll from yesterday too.
We're not processing this right now. Back on Gemini. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, he is really trying to interrupt the whole segment. What's going on?
Rosie, how you owe some money? What's going on?
Brooklyn, they're not
We need to recalibrate. We have to recalibrate. We have to go back to the main topic.
So, if you can come, Mike, we would like to go ahead and try to get you out of collections and go ahead and get that debt settled there, sir. If you could, right within. Yes, sir. It's all about you.
I'll be very clear. Like I told you before, I was sending the money.
We're not hearing none of that shit, sir.
Keep me out of it.
Whatever you gave to Brooklyn is because you wanted to trick off on Brooklyn, which is your choice if you like to do, but that literally had nothing to do with me. She's not associated with me or this debt. That was between two grown men, me being one of them.
Instead of using your green thing, just be on the real. I work on net 30 terms. I told you, no, seriously, in all seriousness, Gemini, I said repeatedly, I didn't have a problem with paying you. The $100 is cool. You don't need the money. I would have gave it. I know. I got it. I don't have a problem. Hold on, my man. I'll be in Canoga Park soon. Okay. If you want to get together, I'll take you to Larson's, because you know I know where you at.
That's fine.
I'll take you to Larson's, and we can sit down and we'll have some drinks on it. But let's leave it at that.
First and foremost, I'm not in Canoga Park. My business is, but that's fine.
I know where you're at.
That's very public.
Outside of that. Hey, I've been to Winnetka and Sherman Way. You know, I know where you are.
Oh my God! Stop all this yapping and pay the nigga. What's going on?
No. But I got him. That's my boy. No.
Well, you ain't got him because we're over a week. You are over a week in arrears, sir.
No, I already paid. What you don't know is I already paid him $50.
No, you have not.
Yes, I have, because you don't know what we're talking about, Hurricane. I paid him $50. I paid Brooklyn $50. That was the $100.
Excuse me.
But I have no problem.
Join in the conversation.
You don't need it.
Use I statements. Don't tell other people how they feel. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. Brooklyn go to the Golden Crow or wherever she want to go. Get in there and do whatever she got to do. But you're a stand-up individual. Hey, Mike, on the road. You're a stand-up individual like you know I am. And I'm telling you, on the real, I got to go to Vista soon. I'll take you out. We'll go have some drinks, talk about some dogs. I got you. Or you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait till next bonus, which is Q1 of Q1 2027.
One mic.
What's up, baby?
When we were making this bet, I recall you telling me that I spend $100 all the time.
I do.
Now, hold up. Stop.
I'm about to go take more shots for $100.
Stop, sir.
So we about to go to Elephant Room.
Stop, sir. Now you're talking about 30. Now you're talking about next bonus. Now you're talking about when I get my monies together. I would like to go spend money extravagantly on this white man, right?
On the white man.
When you told me as a black brother to a black brother, what's going on?
Because I gave your money because you were bullshitting to the black system.
You can't give my money to anybody. That's not how
then you should have taken it when I offered it. You wanted to play this game and hold it over my head.
I want you to understand something, though. Never in the history, hear me out, brother. Hear me out.
Okay.
Never in the history of nickendom have you been allowed to donate somebody's bet to another party outside of the whole bet. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Then you should have taken the money.
You should have paid the appropriate party, which is me.
I tried to pay the appropriate party. They couldn't accept the funds at the time. So I told you very clearly I was giving it to Brooklyn.
Doing is all that matters. Trying don't mean nothing.
Bro, you know you're a good person.
Let me ask you this. When you were making the payment to Brooklyn, did she say she had any association?
I just one time did not use
where
my
she
name
could
until the text.
on behalf? Yes,
No, she didn't. But as a straight up dude, I'm being for real with you right now. I would rather you on this stage. You have many times said that you made $100,000 in the quarter.
Hey, listen.
I'm not in your pocket.
Don't pocket watch me.
I'm not in your pocket. Hold on. I'm not in your pocket. Hold on.
Nothing to do with a bet. I'll take it a step further. The last 4 weeks been some of the most profitable 4 weeks of my life. That got nothing to do with it, though.
I got it.
But he said he's not good at this.
This is not a thing. This is you made a bet, and you got to pay your bet.
He's not doing it. So why haven't we talked about it? I'm so confused.
Get out the car.
Jim and I know sitting on the road here.
What are you going to do about the fact that he's not giving it to you? He said if you want to go out for drinks.
Bonnie, are you his representative?
I will be at this point. Because
no, it's not needed. It's not needed.
Well, you and Hurricane wasn't needed either, but you jumped in, so here I am.
We got tapped in.
Okay, well then I'm tapped in. Tap in, Trent.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you, Trent. So,
hey, Bonnie, check the back of your Instagram.
Said he will not provide you.
It's about the principle. It's not about principle. It's not about who has and who has not. It's the principle.
There have been many people on this app that made bets and didn't pay them, and it's fine. Like nobody cares.
I mean, he did pay the bet. He paid out $100. He just gave.
Hello, can I?
1 second. When I make my bets, if I lose,
well, that's you.
I'm actually going to repay the person I owe that amount. I don't make frivolous bets. If I make it, I can't lose.
Again, I attempted to multiple times.
No, I'm not going to.
You said you wanted to hold it over my head. Brooklyn said she'd take it, and I sent her half. And then when you finally came around,
there's a stage toe. You ain't coming on this motherfucker. She pay me my motherfucking money, fuck nigga.
This is insane. Wait, can I ask Brooklyn a question, please? Brooklyn, this is Spiritus from Customer Excellence Department. How would you rate this conversation?
I rate it as if like every time I see Trent and Gemini, they running this content over and over. I'm sick of it.
You sick of it because you benefited.
You sick of it because you got paid.
And then
you got $50 a month.
Wait, hold on. And another thing, I told you yesterday to make all of this go away, just send me the other 50 and everybody and they thank you. Go on mute.
She needs to join Trent.
You bet not. You motherfucking bet not, motherfucker. I'm telling you now. Because I ain't got nothing to do with this shit here. I'm a black woman. That's all I did was be a black woman. And I feel like y'all should just, you rich. Y'all all rich men. Y'all should give all y'all
Nothing to do with it.
You know, mind your business, Johnny. This has nothing to do with
That
you.
doesn't have anything to do with it, though.
You don't finish.
Wait a second. Jane from the Hurricane.
Wait, hold on. I feel like every time y'all place these bets on Clubhouse, y'all need to donate the money to a black woman. I just happen to be you.
bullshit.
What's next?
Trent, it would have to be Trent, man. Yeah, that's Trent.
Well, Trent didn't pay that toll, so Trent is in the goo where he belongs. Pay that toll, nigga, if you want to come back up.
Yep, I think that's fair.
It's given y'all got picks and chooses because y'all got mods who didn't pay a bet and y'all don't care. So why are we doing this?
You can't say I pay my.
Thanks for your review.
You're welcome.
Do we have anybody here from risk management or not?
I'll take in for legal on the compliance and regulatory. And at the end of the day, both of the individuals involved with the sports betting are mods. What they do or choose to do as mods in this space, it's above me now. So
That's correct. We can file a complaint about discrimination to whoever legal is.
I mean, sure, but I think the was we had a very unregulated sports betting space here in PC. At first, me and Mel were going to head up the sports betting ring of PC. It's unregulated. So at this point in time, any losses that occur in the unregulated PC sports betting ring, the PC couch sheet for all intents and purposes, the PC poly market, that's just you gotta pay to play. That's just, you win some, you lose some. That's on you. Until we regulate the system, but that also means that Trent now is subject to a toll. So it's on him, it's on Jay. Wash on your bed, and you're not the mod. It's tough titties.
So,
no, it's not about me being a mod.
No, I mean, Trent's not a mod. I mean, Trent's not a mod when I said that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but I was just going to say, so the complaint that you want to file, you definitely can file. But rest assured that if you do file the complaint, it will be reviewed by the board, okay? And in PC, the board is the motherfucking General Assembly in PC, okay?
Right.
So if you file that complaint, the General Assembly is going to hear it. And I can already tell you.
Yeah, the General Assembly is biased. Is that what you're going to say?
I mean, if it's a complaint,
I just want to file the complaint for the record. Right?
Okay, that's
I want to
fine.
make the record clear.
Okay, that's fine.
This is a biased court if that is what has to happen. Put it on record and that'll be
Wait, Britt, can you be my proxy for the vote, please?
Yes, I can be the proxy for the vote.
Thank you, ma'am.
What vote is it that you are needing a proxy for?
If you submit a complaint,
is he on the board? He's a voting member of the board.
I just told you the board is the board. Everyone in PC comprises the General Assembly.
Okay. I thought you said that first.
No, not the mouse. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, well.
The board will take the complaint to the General Assembly.
Okay.
The General Assembly will vote on it. And I can assure you, Trent ain't gonna get more than 5 votes in this bitch, okay? That's the most he's gonna get, so.
But the board is who make the final call. That's what I'm talking about.
No, the General Assembly does. I mean, we already know who will vote for Trent. You, First Lady, let me see who else. And maybe 2 other raggedy people in the group. Okay, so Trent.
Not the 2 raggedy people.
Not raggedy. Oh, no.
That was nasty.
I stand for voting because I don't know what it's about anyway, so I'm not voting at all.
Thanks. All right. Well, we can move this along. Just wanted to set the record straight.
Bonnie, I have a question.
Yes,
I have
brother.
a question. Were you here when they made the
Yes.
with the discussion about where the money was going to go initially before he sent it to Brooklyn? Were you here for that?
There was no discussion about the money was going to go. They made a bet that if
No. I'm asking. Hold on. Wait. Were you there when Trent told Gemini that he was going to give the money to Brooklyn? And
no, that's what I said.
Were you there when they crucified my Lord?
Wait, brother, if you're gonna rewind the tape, you must rewind the tape. Originally, it was supposed to come to me. I said no. And I feel as though other people should take some responsibility, because why give that information out if you know it don't really belong to you? I'm just saying.
That's the fact.
I was just asking because someone who was defending Trump so hard.
But I'm not defending Trump. You're missing the point that I am defending.
You're not?
Yeah, I literally said the man said he's not going to pay you. So now where do we go from here? That's my
booking.
I'm trying to get this.
I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. You didn't defend him. Putting yourself into a conversation that you weren't here for initially. Okay.
No, I am inserting myself for the conversation that was happening on the stage right now that we're all being subject to. Is it backwards about a paid bet? And so the conclusion is he's in the bet. What are we doing? That's what I inserted myself into. We're all subject to that.
Right, but you still not understanding. He did pay. He overall paid $100.
Correct.
He paid $50
to a non-affiliate.
To a non-affiliate, and $50 to Gemini. So the $100 has been made. I declined it because Gemini said, no, that's my money and you need to send it to me. So when he asked me for my handle, I said, I can't give you that because it's not mine.
Which was the honorable and stand-up thing to do.
So now I'm the bad person because I took money that you just left floating in the air. Now listen, I'm from the hood.
It's always gonna be pocket fishers.
Let me tell you something.
That's always been a thing. You know?
I ain't none of that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. You decided that you wanted to get on here and throw it in his face that he owed you $100, and I just seen the opportunity to take.
There's always opportunity. It's always
opportunity for me.
You know what? One of my things that
to
he
get $50.
The almighty.
You out here fucking them all the damn time. That little $50 ain't hurt you.
Hustle said something that you need to hear.
Let it go like you should go, but
he said this on the.
I'm just tired of hearing it, to be honest with you.
I don't
Figure that shit out.
help you out. I'm gonna help you out right here.
Don't
right?
do it. Don't, because I'm not still my mama.
The almighty Nipsey Hussle said something on the day of his demise. He said, I hope my opportunities survive their opportunists. Right? Because there's a lot of leeches and, people just waiting in the corners with their hand out, panhandle on the internet and in real life. Right? And that happens. Which I'm not even mad at. If you can panhandle and Trent is going to supply
I'm really trying so hard not to
while you're doing that, and that's fine. But that has nothing to do with me.
Listen, Gemini, you be coming for the wrong person at the wrong time. You the one. They get your big mic ass on here every day and tell us all about the business that we never asked you about.
What's that got to do with the bet?
You do it. You do it. You decided, but you decided to not for weeks he was trying to give you the money. You said
for 2 days.
You said that you didn't taking on your behalf.
Don't let him make y'all argue. That's stupid. Don't do that.
That's true. I'm not going to
He don't deserve causing that much discord.
That's a fact. It's on Trent. It ain't on Brooklyn. It's on Trent.
That was my
you just made it on me with all of the shit you said.
Okay, he let it go, Brooklyn. He said it's on Trent.
No, watch out, Sonny. Hold on, because I don't get in your argument. Don't get in mine. You made it about me when you said all of the things that you said about me.
I said I hope the opportunity provides the opportunity.
You tried to call me a panhandler, and that's not what the fuck I am, right? But I could call you a lot of things. So I think that it would be valid for you to just leave me out of it. Just don't mention me at all when it comes to this. And the next time you want to bring up, I don't need to be mentioned. I don't need to be mentioned. You should just eat it if it come to me. But the next time you decide that you want your money, hit them in the back channel. I don't think the rest of the audience want to hear about owing you $50.
I do.
I want to hear every single page that nigga owns. That nigga needs to pay what he owes before he comes back on stage. Exactly. I'm with Sonny on this one. Trent needs to pay his debt.
I own beef with Trent. I ain't got
Fuck
nothing
Trent.
to do
If
with
Trent
it.
wants to get on the stage, his ass needs to pay his debt.
You can't just send the $50 to Gemini.
Oh, because I ain't collected on Gemini's bags. I just took the money because it was out there to be taken.
She know that's shady. She know that's why she cackled after that shit.
I mean, I can't hate on Brooklyn for that. Which
Find
I'm
us
not mad
something
at
you play it
Brooklyn.
sucker. Personally,
But if you took the money,
I wouldn't have took the money from
He
somebody.
said, I'm going to give it to a person, a black woman. And I said, well, I'm a black woman. First lady that won, I said, well, you can send it to me. And he served it. So what the fuck was I supposed to do? Be like, no? I don't know.
that's what you should have done.
Yeah, that's
exactly. You don't know.
You asked the
It's not
question.
my business.
Was it rhetorical? You didn't want to answer?
Yeah, definitely rhetorical.
Oh, we can't ask like people rhetorical
I
questions.
have
We
the
don't
same
answer for you
moral.
anyway.
I don't have the same moral codes as you guys. Y'all know me.
Well,
It is what
and,
it
and
is.
I mean, to be fair, that's fine, but that's why your name is being brought up. So, you know, like, to pretend as if you don't know why your name is being brought up.
We're not just randomly throwing your name.
It would be a little.
I'm just saying that he also explained that he didn't give it to you. I didn't collect it because I was collecting it on Gemini's behalf. I just collected it because he was throwing it out there. So I took it.
Well,
But he's attributing his to the payment.
That is logic. That is consistent with a young person, an adult, and so I feel like you're playing in our face. Now, do whatever you want. I mean, you did, but don't sit here and pretend like you don't know why. Like, why somebody be frustrated. You and I always beef with each other, right? That money, and then, like,
Yeah, I could just, you might as well just stop talking at this
to
point.
continue to, you know, like, why ain't brought up? Well, you know,
Y'all might as well just stop talking at this point when it comes to me because it's not coming back.
well,
So
you
y'all could
stop
just
talking
argue
I'm
about
not
about it.
even asking for it back, but don't say your name.
Listen, if I gotta sit in here and listen to y'all talk back and forth, then I'm going to continue.
Actually, just left for a few minutes, and y'all and I came back, and it was Brooklyn.
They're still
That's
talking
all I'm
about
saying.
it.
I already sent her money. Talking about it.
Trent's not even here. Trent's not even here. So what are we arguing about? Yeah.
And we have a derivative bet on whether Trent will pay or not pay by a certain date.
he's not paying. He's not paying. He ain't gonna pay.
Is that how much he flexes? That he said he had to wait to the next bonus?
Oh, you heard that. That's
That was
on the
telling.
first quarter.
That was telling.
As being fake, I don't. Okay, y'all really hate him. If y'all didn't know that he was being.
What's going on with you? Like, here's like, seriously, like, what are you doing now? What are you doing and why?
So
I
much.
wish I could just finish my submission. I haven't really been into y'all.
Oh, okay. I wasn't the only one talking, but go ahead, your mom.
I ain't trying to say your name, please.
I didn't say you. What is going on with you?
This D&E with me forever and for always.
What is going on with you?
D&E. Do you understand what that means?
I can engage with whoever I want to engage with.
Not with me.
Now, if you don't want to
Thank you.
respond,
I'm asking.
But I wasn't trying to be smart when I said what I said. That's why I know something's going on.
We need to
with
take
you.
this conversation
Because you're taking
somewhere else.
everything that I.
We need to take this conversation somewhere else.
I don't know why she's taking everything.
It was a bunch of people talking and I said, let me finish. That's it.
request from the Go to Boom It. Oh no, they're on stage.
No, don't boom it. The stage is quiet now, so your mama can finish if she wants to.
Okay, since you don't want to say anything, let me say this. Y'all not about to sit up here when I say something about Trent is act like because I disagree with you when it comes to him and what he's saying or what he's doing that I want to suck his dick or something. That's absolutely disgusting. And y'all act like somebody can't like somebody you don't like. Y'all can move the fuck around with it. If I agree with something, I agree with something. I don't care who the fuck it came from and if you like them or don't like them. You don't have to agree with me. I don't give a fuck. I don't know y'all. This is an app. We on here to talk. If you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to. I don't give a fuck, for real. But if I agree with something and it's coming from somebody you don't like, I agree with them. I don't care. I wasn't saying anybody said that. I said I was just making a statement to clear the air. Because when I said I agreed with, I thought that what Trent was saying was being funny, everybody jumped off the fucking mic to yell at me. So, that's where that came from.
I'm gonna be honest, right?
And they asserted yesterday that I wanted to jump Trent's bones because I like him as a person. Like,
Because they're
so now I need to
childish.
fuck him. Now I need to fuck him because I like him as a person. Or I want to fuck him because I like him as a person. That's insane. But it's been alleged countless times, and I'm sick of it. You don't like him? Fine, don't like him.
Okay, I got it. They gave you a place to say whatever you can kill yourself.
On here, Sonny. I barely talk on here. But they got on my nerves with this shit. And so I'm saying what the fuck I want to say. Now, anytime I agree with somebody, I don't care, I'm going to do it. I barely
Kill peace, Bonet.
But I said what I said. Stop saying because I agree with Trent or because I like Trent as a person and I want to fuck him. Maybe y'all do, and that's why y'all trying to pawn it off on me.
It's
I'm
okay.
sick of it.
It's
That's
okay.
it.
It's okay.
This part of it, I'm lost. I have nothing to do with this portion. But I will say this, right? I actually like Trent as a person. I think he's cool as a person. But as a man with integrity, when you make a bet with another man, you pay that man your fucking bet, right? This ain't about like or dislike. It's about right or wrong, right? It's about some form of integrity. If I promise on my daughter on the Bible or my dear brother, he gonna get the money. He gonna get every penny that I owe him, because that's how I rock. There's nobody on this app that can say I owe him one penny, not a fucking drop. If I lose a bet, you got it. And if I owe you, or if you owe me, I expect it, because that's what I'm gonna get. Right? This I gave money to somebody else shit is weirdo shit. Like I've never heard of that in my fucking life. Right? When you make a bet with somebody, that's who you pay. You don't give it to some random ass person that's not connected to the bet at all. Whether he's making a joke about his next pay, I don't even care about none of that. And it's not even about the money. It's about just keeping your fucking word, doing what you said you was going to do. If I really want the money, I would have hit him the same day, gave him my information the same day. I wasn't worried about that. Like, but now at this point, I do give a fuck about it. Because now you're playing with me. Now you're playing in my motherfucking face, bro. Like, you owe it, pay it up. You want to get some random money to Brooklyn, that's cool. You gave her random ass money. Got nothing to do with me. That's between y'all two. Because I didn't authorize or associate that on any level. Pay what you owe.
Okay,
That's really cool.
I don't disagree with that, and I understand your thoughts on it. That was never my point. My point is the people who were jumping in agreement with you, but don't apply it to other people that has done the same thing, and yet they're treating Trent like he's the scum of the earth. Like people on Clubhouse don't pay bets all the time. Like it's like, and it's like constantly a thing now. Oh, Trent didn't pay a bet. Trent didn't pay a bet. He's not a man. He's not a man. But y'all sit here and kiki with other people who didn't pay a bet for whatever reason. So now that is why I had something to say. People were jumping in, being funny, playing legal and all these things, and I thought it was funny, and I joined in too. But for whatever reason, because I'm paying legal for Trent, it's a problem. That's when it became a problem. Because Trent had representation on here. That's crazy to me. It was all a joke until it was somebody joking on Trent's behalf. But y'all got it. Y'all can do it. want to. It's fine.
Divine, you got the breaking news?
Yeah, Divine, break the news, brother.
Well,
I heard Devon say, don't ask him to break no African Bombada news now. But he was trying to give it to y'all 30 minutes ago. And y'all told him hell no. So now he done took off on his skates and his motorbike, and him is gone.
I mean,
Him gone.
To be fair, First Lady, I know you heard me say Bombado is a trend any damn case, so I know what I said.
that is a fact.
Yeah.
This is James from accounting. Hold on. This is James from accounting. I don't think we're gonna have the company picnic this spring. It's just a little too much tension. We probably not gonna have it.
Y'all can't afford it.
Brother.
We're gonna go with that. We'll take that. We'll take Brokey.
I mean, what do they call those programs for employee support? Is it an EAP? Is that what they call them?
Performance.
He's an employee assistance program.
Yeah. So we don't have enough money to even afford a good employee assistance program, child. So all that tension that you're talking about, Jane, I think we're just gonna have it out.
But I think if we have the cookout, Jane, we play a little bit of spades, we get a little bit of drink, and everything will be fine.
Okay,
And y'all eat my broccoli salad.
Long
I
as
think it'll be great.
it's not over the food. Just don't put ban over the food.
Okay.
What makes you think y'all need alcohol?
Okay, they definitely don't need alcohol.
After y'all are sober, crashing out.
Okay.
You about right.
What's going on?
You about right.
I think
Brandon want to bring his kids. That's why.
I do think I
Oh,
see some
absolutely
news
not.
that I don't think we've discussed yet.
Not even the AI kids. I would.
Bring AI kids around these savage beasts.
Okay.
Okay, can't do that.
Hey, I want to bring this to y'all's attention, and maybe y'all can clarify it if you already discussed it, because it's not making sense to me. It's saying Trump warns Iran not to charge tanker tolls to go through the Strait of Hormuz. It says President Donald Trump issued a stern warning to Iran's leadership today following reports the country was considering charging tankers to traverse the Strait of Hormuz. There are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Hormuz Strait. They better not, and if they are, they better stop now, Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform. I thought that was what they already said in their 10 points that he said was workable.
Yep.
Like, I'm confused.
Everybody is welcome.
How's he pushing back when he said that was workable?
Well, he pushed on. Caroline Levitt the other day, yesterday, said that Trump took the 10 points that Iran sent him and threw it in the trash.
But he just used that as his out for the deadline.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean, Neo?
Yeah, it did.
He used it as his out, but now he's saying, what the fuck?
But there are still maybe negotiations. Everybody waits. Iran has said that they have not sent a negotiation team to Pakistan. Now everybody's waiting if there is actually going to be any negotiations. It's very unclear. There was another criticism recently from Donald Trump through social again. Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. It's not the agreement we have.
This is just getting more confusing to me now.
It is.
All right, as long as it's not just me. Gotcha.
Meanwhile, Galibaf is tweeting, time is running out, and the Iranian position is that they are working within the framework of the ceasefire, and they're not going to send negotiations and start negotiation. I don't know if they're going to send negotiation team. Reportedly, they said they haven't. Time is running out.
So why would they send a team? Because this is only supposed to be a 2-week temporary ceasefire in the first place. This is not permanent.
Yeah, but they need to, if it to become permanent, within those 2 weeks, they have to negotiate permanent ceasefire, right?
So
But if they don't have, but that's the thing. They're betting on the fact that it may not go through. So they have to have the troops there in case the ceasefire isn't made permanent.
It's not.
Right.
Do you know if Trump is talking to somebody besides himself?
You know what we do know is on March 23rd, when he said he gave them 48 hours, right, to open up the strait or else. And then he said negotiations were going well, so that he was going to prolong that, or extend, I should say, that deadline. And then Iran responded with what talks are going well. So he was talking to himself at that point, so why wouldn't we assume he's doing the same now? It would make sense. It would align to that.
To be clear, stuff has changed on the ground, right? The whatever fighting is going on is fraction of what was happening, if any.
Right, it's a ceasefire, so that should be, right?
Yeah, the strait is still closed. United States reportedly hasn't fired on Iran since the ceasefire has been announced. There are a few attacks on the Gulf, but they are mostly ceased. The UAE said yesterday that they haven't had any attacks. Hezbollah and Israel are clearly fighting. There are sirens sounding across Tel Aviv. There might be attacks from Iran on Israel, but I haven't seen confirmation of that yet. But this is an hour ago. We don't know. I think ceasefire is in effect in some ways on the ground.
Neil, I see where you're them not doing a good job, because they said in the subsequent post, Trump complained about the stalled traffic and the straight riding. Iran is doing a very poor, dishonorable job, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. This is not the agreement we have. So he posted that as well.
No, but both sides are saying this is not the agreement we have, right? And Iranians are saying Lebanon must be included, as was agreed, as Pakistan, Turkey, and Egypt has also indicated that it was the agreement. They are mediators. They were the mediators, or are the mediators, actually.
Can I ask you a quick question? So was Israel supposed to be included in the initial treaty, or they weren't? Like, I'm confused on that aspect.
According to mediators, if we discount, let's say we can't believe neither United States nor Iran, I think the mediators are credible. Mediators are saying that yes, Lebanon was included.
So Israel just said fuck it right afterwards then?
Yes, and reportedly called Trump and convinced Trump to exclude Lebanon.
Wow.
Axios reported it.
Trump done got us into some. Man, this is a crazy situation.
Bull crap.
Bullshit.
March ain't nice. Some bull crap.
Trust Israel of all people. Like, what the fuck was he thinking?
We don't know what he is. To be fair.
Has anybody seen this stuff today with Melania and Trump? Have y'all talked about that already?
Kind of. We touched on it.
So have you seen? So Donald Trump had a truth social that was, I don't know, that was typed out probably maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs where he just he had a rant basically going into Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly. Like, it's unhinged. But with her coming out and saying that today, have y'all talked about the possibility? And Iran has been floating like they have information, or been like floating things on the files. Do you think there's something with what she did today?
I mean, I don't know. That would be weird. I don't know.
Well, Trent wrote in the chat that it was coming from France. So, I don't know.
So he did say something to that point. Donald Trump mentioned Macron's wife saying that she looks better than Candace Owens in that post also. He was just going in. But apparently the White House staff didn't know that Melania was going to do that. It's a whole thing, but she called a press conference. It's like she's trying to get in front of something. So we live in crazy times. So again, we got all the stuff going on in Iran and with the Strait, but this just dropped today. So I was just wondering if y'all just delved into it, but that was it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something is coming, but do we really believe that unless it's really some type of a bombshell? I may regret saying this given how crazy the politics is, but does anybody care at this point? Like politically, I mean, obviously people, but politically, how is it going to hurt Trump?
You know what? I actually agree with that, especially with the war. I don't know if it speeds, maybe gets more people to try to go for impeachment if this stuff comes out, because they're claiming that he was on the island up to like 40 times when he claimed that he never went to the island or whatever lie he told. But no, to your point, yeah, I don't know that it affects him much. I just think maybe Republicans are like forced, or maybe like there's more light on the Republicans to get on board with the impeachment process, maybe. I didn't mean to shut it down. I wait. That's why I came up, but I tried to wait to get through like HR and all that stuff. So, but I just want to.
There was another piece of news that Israeli interceptors are down to double digits.
They would have to be, because they've had to use a lot. That's why like they're getting touched so much now. They have to be depleted.
This is according to
Wait, who's depleted?
the interceptor uses to strike the ballistic missiles fired by Iran are down to double digits, and this is sourced on Dropside News to Trump administration source with the knowledge of situation. So this is not somebody that counted up. This is from inside Trump administration.
I wonder if they just got bad intel as far as with the numbers, because if the New York Times is reporting that Bibi Netanyahu and I guess a delegation were in the situation room, were allowed in the situation room, and they presented a plan about this whole thing with Iran and sort of incentivizing or giving him like the proposal to do this. And in the report, they're saying that they talked, pretty quick action. They could take out the missile capabilities. I just wonder if everybody thought that they didn't have what they have, the amount of weapons that they have, it appears that could be the case. I would just think that intelligence agencies would know what they were working with, but saying that to say, I don't know if Israel would get this kind of barrage where they would deplete the interceptors and, essentially killing their dome or whatever.
Well, assuming this is not necessarily true, but assuming what Netanyahu presented to Trump is what Israeli intelligence assessment was actually, right? And it was presented to Trump, which is a heavy assumption. It's not necessarily true. They were wrong. American intelligence, we were talking about this earlier with Ben, and ICE, kind of a Trump supporter, was here. The Israeli intelligence assessment is either a fabrication or a lie, but what it is that they presented to Trump, whether a lie or fabrication, they were wrong on basically every point on that Iran, according to them, Iran wouldn't be able to close the Hormuz, wouldn't be able to strike on American interests in the region. The people will rise up, the Kurds will join the fight, and a bunch of other stuff, all of it wrong.
It just never ceases to amaze me how they just underestimate brown people of the world, or people that aren't what they are. It's just, it's such an intelligent country, and it's, the empire's lasted so long. Yeah, it's interesting though, but that, if it was that bad, which it appears that it was, that's just doubly just stupid on all parts. The fact that they would do that and just not realize that these people have been planning for this for decades. They've been threatening for decades. So just to think that society, they know how intelligent that things are. Again, they come, I'm sure they're not involved in Israeli stuff, but in here in America, you know, in some of our Silicon Valley, some of our, you know, sort of some of our brain trusts or whatever, they're adding to the intelligence level of America, and the fact that they thought that they were just in the desert, just with the fingers up the butt or whatever, just waiting, and they could just go over there and just take them out. And they didn't have any defenses. They just weren't preparing for anything. It literally is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the other day, Mariam Mizarkani, she was educated at the University of Technology, the university that was bombed in Tehran, and she's now at Harvard. She was Iranian. She was, I think, first woman honored with the Fields Medal in mathematics.
This is too nerdy for us, Neil. Continue, please.
Sorry?
It's too nerdy. We don't know what is the first medal. Continue, please.
Fields Medal.
Okay.
But that's another thing too. Even with our country versus theirs, the equality, the inequality that women and minorities have over here. And again, I'm not trying to be careful, but I understand that there are elements of, but women in their country, as far as education standpoint, from what I understand, they seem to be doing better, or there's more opportunity there in some areas, and I know there aren't in others. But it's just, I don't know, it's just there's a dichotomy with the way that it is for them over there. But overall, just understanding that how little the population is as opposed to the U.S. population is just something I just can't believe. I guess I can't believe this administration, because no administrations before this were trying to make this happen. But I just thought that Mossad was supposed to be one of the best intelligence agencies in the world, and the fact that they didn't know or didn't game this out, that this was going to happen, is just crazy. Unless it's just what the whole thing is, that just Netanyahu wants the world to go to shit, basically. So he understood what he had just pushed in anyway.
Well, to be fair, from Israel's perspective, this is a win. So damn the rest of the world, right?
Right.
I don't
How do you mean it's a win?
Oh, someone asked how is it a win? Well, just think about it. Israel just wants to weaken all the superpowers in the area. So weakening Iran, even if it destabilizes the global market of oil and the West's, especially America's reputation and military and whatever, that doesn't affect Israel negatively. I mean, for fuck's sake, they're bombing the shit out of Lebanon and Jordan right now, and Syria.
Well, I agree. You can argue that Iran has been degraded, but I don't think it's then you have to, it's not an easy answer in a sense. Is it actually strategically been degraded, or actually that this is still ongoing, right? Or equally plausible is that Iran emerges as a strategic power and a quasi-hegemon in the region, being able to use Hormuz to push U.S. interests out of the Middle East, and then Israel would be isolated.
That's fair. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
The one thing instability does allow Netanyahu to do, which definitely he has, appears to have on it, he has his own agenda different than what Trump's is. But like what's happening in Lebanon, they already had what happened in Gaza, but it doesn't allow him, it unties his hands. The whole thing, and it was heartbreaking. I don't know if anybody saw the video with the daughter and the father, the 13-year-old that had her camera, she had a filter on, but they were showing when they did that 100 bombs in 10 minutes situation, and they were running trying to get the shelter. It's just the brutality of what they're doing, and the freedom of movement that he has, that he's using, based off of sort of piggybacking also what's going on in Iran, and just sort of eyes over here, and he's just using it to just do what he's doing. It's just it's crazy.
Yeah, there are latest numbers are 303 dead in Lebanon just from that strikes.
It's just for the American aspect. There's a whistleblower I saw today. I don't know if anybody saw this. I literally just saw this today, but he was on CBS News, so it probably didn't just air today. But he was talking about, Pete Hegseth had mentioned that they had basically touched one of our bases. He was saying that they were on alert, that they were on a target list. And so instead of keeping them safe or keeping them in a fortified location, the guy saying that they moved closer to the front and that their location wasn't fortified. They had no anti-drone weaponry, and they were just there, and they talked about that they got hit. And he was describing people's guts open and just people trying to band themselves up. This strike that Hegseth talked about, it might have been almost a couple weeks ago when he mentioned it, but it's just it's just there with this. I think I saw scriptures, which is a blunder, but it's just the loss of life is just crazy over something that literally didn't have to happen. The strait was running just fine. There was a deal on the table, all the stuff that was just going, and it's just the region was stable. So, and now we're here, and I don't know that there's any way, if we stop with the ceasefires, all that stuff, it's not going back to a stable state. I don't know how it can go back to a stable state.
How do you guys feel about? Oh, you guys might have already talked about it. Sorry if I missed it. About the huge blunder of the strait, and how now it seems like, so Iran had posted their 10-point peace plan, and then Trump posted that in negotiations and that they opened with the 10-point plan. That seems promising, which means he's, I guess, saying he's read it, he agrees to it, which is crazy. Because if you read the 10-point plan, it's a complete victory for them. Now, I don't think that means that they're immediately going to get all 10. It could come down to negotiations, and they could get anywhere from 3 to 7, who knows, of the things on that plan that comes down. But it's he's basically saying he's open to it. But then after he posted that, Israel ended the ceasefire immediately. though, because part of that 10-point plan was they can't bomb Lebanon. So, what do you guys think?
True. Like to be fair, and anybody that knows me knows I'm not pro anything to do with the orange one. But he said it was a basis, right? A negotiating base starting point. Not that he agreed with all 10 of what they were proposing. So it was like a baseline for them to start negotiating. From that's I'm paraphrasing, but that was the context of what he said.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, they might end up getting like maybe 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Who knows?
Because that's one of the things I brought up earlier when I brought up the fact that all of a sudden on Truth Social, he's saying, I can't believe that they're trying to charge for charge tolls to the passing tankers when that was in the 10-point plan. Matter of fact, they negotiated how they want to break it down and who with and everything else. Like, that was very clear, the price point and everything. That was there.
I see you.
Did y'all read his extremely long, most recent Truth Social post?
I read a couple of short ones, so I didn't see the really long one. Why don't you read it, brother?
Man, this shit is dumb long. I don't know if y'all want to do that.
I was talking about the one where you mentioned Macron's wife looks better than Candace Owens.
Yeah. Read that shit. Read that shit, Devon.
Man, he said that. I'm gonna try to read it. The font is really small. I screenshotted it off of IG. Y'all know I wear glasses. I'm gonna try to read this.
Put your bifocals and get to it, please.
I'm using the progressive. My head is all the way back. I got on progressive. My head is all the way back so I can get to the strongest part of the prescription. All right, here we go. I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owen, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon, because they have one thing in common. Oh shit. Low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it, their families know it, and everyone else knows it. Knows it too. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. I'm sorry, y'all. The font is really small. They've all been thrown off television. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can get through this. This shit is dumb long. Okay. They've all been thrown off television. Lost their shows. Hold on, the lights went low. Lost their shows and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers. Troublemakers, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. Oh, sorry, I repeated that line. Cheap publicity. Now they think they got some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but the presidential election in a landslide. I'll zoom in and try to finagle this. Hold on. All right, nobody cares about nut jobs and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they can get clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but the presidential election, what? Oh, but nobody's talking about them. And their views are the opposite of MAGA. Oh, I would have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN 100% approval rating of Trump, and not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he's a psychiatrist, or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous first, what? I can't read this. Somebody else find this dumb shit. The way he writes And the font so small. I'm sorry, y'all. It's on True Social. Maybe somebody else with better eyes. This shit is stupid. The way he writes is just, I can't even fuck with it. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody else.
You did your thing. I think that the gist was I think you know conveyed the gist of it.
It's just dumb. It's not even what it is.
But it's interesting though because we're in the middle of a war, so he's dealing with that and the ceasefire and the 10-point plan and J.D. Vance and negotiations, and he's doing this. I just say it for the timing because Melania, like just voluntarily just having, basically calling people today, and she's telling her truth, but saying that she was never in a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and that the lies need to stop. She mentioned something about some images. Also, she called for a hearing for the Epstein victims. And it's interesting because the Senate, the Oversight Committee that's trying to get this done, I think, is it Garcia? They were talking about, okay, they've been asking for this, but the White House is like sort of put the kibosh on it. And now the wife of the president is saying that she wants a hearing for the Epstein victims. So, like, her thing came first, and then this post comes after that. So just, you know what I'm saying? It's just, is there something that's coming down the pipe, basically, that we just can't see, but, that got them shook, essentially. Okay. Y'all got me scared to talk about, but has anybody seen the new Lego video?
Is it music or is it, what is it? Describe
the one. I saw one today where it's like, it says our government's being run by pedophiles and it has Trump chasing little girls.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Orange Pig or something like it was awful.
Yeah, it's not the Orange Pig, yeah.
Yeah.
You brought up a valid point earlier today. It seems, and I could be wrong, that many people on the right have had it. People who are actual elected officials. What are they waiting for? This is it. They're gonna just sit on their hands. Fuck it, he can do whatever he wants. Just let him go. Because it's not making sense. Is it not enough of them? I don't know. I could be wrong.
Did you see the list the other day? The 80 congressmen and I think it's like one senator or something like that. But and I don't think Hakeem Jeffries and I think Chuck Schumer were like missing from the list. Saying that to say just as far as with is the whole thing and the fact that just like is there the money interest? Is that why they're not moving? Because they're sort of entrenched and sort of being financially enriched. Is that why they're not moving on this?
Talking about elected officials that I'm sure, what are they, scared? Like Michael said, it's not enough. I heard about what you were talking about, Mike, hints of invoking the 25th, but those are mostly Dems. What are Republicans waiting for?
Well, the 25th is a non-starter, but they can impeach him now. And I'm with you, because you got to get the cabinet to go for it. He doesn't have like a team of rivals. He has like basically a team of sycophants. So there's no way that they're going to get, 2/3 of his cabinet to 25th.
They'll still need 2/3 of the Senate to remove him on the impeachment. So, I don't know. It's not all financial. All this stuff which is why people aren't, getting on this list that doesn't actually fucking matter right now because they don't have the votes.
Yeah. That's true. I just thought it was just like from a historical standpoint. I don't know how much people care about that stuff, but it just seems like now's like a time when you sort of at least want to have your name on that side of history. I thought it was a good, just because I know it, even though it can't get anything done, but it's just at least you're like showing something. But we're in a crazy time. But the thing it does feel like things are starting to close in with the thing about the destruction or killing an entire civilization. And this thing with Melania today, it's just, there's a lot of stuff that's going in an opposite way from it. It doesn't feel like he's winning at this point, where before it felt like a lot of stuff he was doing, he was sort of like the dance between raindrops. It felt like it's sort of getting wet now.
Also, just a friendly reminder, all those people mentioned, the Megyn Kellys, Alec Jones, Tucker Carlson's, they're all fucking pieces of shit that supported him and for fucking a decade. So let's not have revisionist history about these motherfuckers. The enemy of my enemy is not my friend. And this is a great example of that that statement being true.
That's a fact. The only reason I get excited about it is just the fact that if those people, because, they were in that sycophant or just whatever he did, whatever he said, no matter what kind of evil, to see them pulling away from him. And then the people that follow them, who are the non-critical thinking people that are just out there, loving Alex Jones, loving Megyn Kelly, loving Nick Fuentes, loving Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, those people that listen and follow them, it's dragging them away too. I just wanted, so regardless of whatever he tries to do midterms, there's no way that we won't get the majority, or the Democrats won't have a majority.
Where's the content?
You're soaking in it.
Try, this shit is dry. I need, y'all need to give me something.
Something's going on. The politics. When you're ready to talk politics, let me know.
Yeah, let's do politics. Is this news?
Yeah, something's going on. No, something's going on. So the Democrats created welfare. Not welfare. The Democrats, man, all that stuff is going viral again. I know it's election season, so this is how Republican bots and their overlords and others try to get people going, but it's not hitting like they want it to hit. And it's very interesting because it relies on treating blacks as dumb, which both parties do, to be fair. But something's happening. I don't know what's going on. These election results are really bad for Republicans. So I don't know, see blacks as having some sort of ability to save them or at least pair some of the losses. But they seem to be, I'm not on Spanish language, so maybe it's there too, but they seem to be not interested in Hispanics. Remember all the gains that Trump made in 24 with the Hispanics? They seem to have just conceded they're not going to maintain those at any of the level. So I guess they're trying to get the blacks not hitting. Now, people saying that in their algorithms a lot in the last couple of weeks. Look at Omari Fetterman's a no on impeachment. Fetterman doesn't have anything to do with impeachment, so he's not a no, yes, or otherwise. The Senate doesn't impeach. Does anybody seeing that in their thing? We don't know if it's a no because we don't know what he would be impeached on. What'd you say?
I had a Klan post today, man. It was like from like the 1960s. It was actually interviewing Klan members. They were explaining like why they were in the Klan or why they wanted the Klan. So I did see something on my feed today about the Klan.
But are you saying the Democrats created the Klan, which is really dumb? I don't know why people fall for that when they think like it's like there was a DNC meeting in 1865 in Tennessee, and they voted to create an organization called the Klan. Very bizarre. But are people getting that the Democrats created the Klan stuff again, or the welfare stuff again?
Not my algorithm.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Piker shit still.
You're getting what?
Hassan Piker.
Yeah.
That's there too. They're crashing out on that side too. That's what I'm saying. Something's off. I don't know. You know, it might be a blue tsunami. You know, a blue wave. I mean, people are talking. Democrats have 235 to 250 seats. I've seen predictions that high up, 51, 52 Senate seats, but end up seeing a lot of like state legislatures flipping or the Republicans losing supermajorities and all that kind of stuff. But man, my algorithm has been on fire with a lot of like Biden presidency content.
Like the Hunter Biden versus Dom Jr. Match, a UFC match or something. Do you hear about that?
I haven't seen any of that. No, I've heard about it, but I haven't seen any content.
There was a challenge by Hunter Biden to fight.
Before cook or after cook?
I mean, I hope it's after a nice couple lines. Actually, both of them will probably.
Exactly.
I think Hunter Biden would kick his ass personally, but whatever. It's all fucking stupid. What timeline you're?
Yeah, it's very strange. Imagine gas prices are high, cost of living is still very high. How do you think you're going to get people in 2026 by saying a bunch of racist white men in the 1860s in Tennessee who belonged to the Democratic Party started the Klan? Especially when part of your argument as a black conservative is the Klan is gone, so why are you talking about the Klan? What about the Platinum Plan? Did they talk about the Platinum Plan anymore? What is that stuff? Remember the Platinum Plan? I had to hear about that, the Platinum Plan in 2024. We have to hear about him taking a meeting with Ice Cube, which he is not, by the way, taking a meeting with Ice Cube.
Did we ever talk about him wanting to eliminate the Presidential Records Act? You know, the one that they put in for, I believe it was Watergate, about basically having, saving all the records of, presidential, meetings and notes and all that shit, and wanting to eliminate it.
He would want to. Trump would want to. I mean, and it does become public, man, that would make some bestsellers, man. New York bestseller list. Throwing pizza on the wall and screaming out Peter Hexet. Pam Bondi on her knees begging not to be fired.
You guys talking about how we won the war?
No. I was just talking about politics and algorithm. A lot of this stuff around like the trying to get black men in particular to vote. And it's just a weird thing, like about welfare. Do they think Republicans voted against welfare when welfare came? What is the view on welfare? I don't understand the welfare thing. I also don't understand when they say the Democrats said you couldn't get welfare if there was a man in the home. just don't understand. Like, oh, hey baby, I got a job. I'm working down at the plant. I'm making, $300 a week. Well, you gotta get out of here, you bum, because welfare gonna give me $80 a week. Like, you understand? I don't even like that argument is strange to me.
It's actually a documentary about it, and that is the line that's being told, and it's literally people being videoed, interviewed, and it's called the welfare. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna send it to you. It's on YouTube. I saw it the other day, and that's literally what they're saying. Unfortunately, I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah,
Why would I get a man if you're only gonna be able to get this? And I think it's that for welfare. So it's a whole thing.
I mean, that would just be against the. I don't know why you would blame the Democrats for that. That would just be her. She would just be trifling. Or the man would be trifling. Like, that's what I don't understand. You're supposed to be conservative, but you're blaming the government for something the government didn't make you take to welfare. I don't even, some of these arguments are so strange. And by the way, what does that have to do with the cost of 2026?
Nothing. But it's not like people critically thinking about it. And to the point about the welfare thing, Claudine, the movie Claudine with James Earl Jones, Diane Carroll, they have a scene with that where they have the welfare, the white woman coming by to inspect the house. Right. Yeah, so it's like, it's been something that's sort of been, ingrained in the community for a while. That's why, people, they've enforced it with stuff like that.
I didn't own up. I mean, I'm sure it was there. But again, if you wanted the man in the home and there was a rule, and it's a little complicated because there's actually a Supreme Court case, I think in the 60s, I think it's Alabama v. King, I have to look it up, which ruled it unconstitutional. But if you wanted a man in the home, he could have just been in the home. Also, what's very frustrating about the conversation is the majority of black people weren't on welfare. It's actually very offensive because it's suggesting everybody was on welfare. Most black people weren't on welfare.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we like now we have to pretend all black people are in poverty. They're all incarcerated.
Yeah. Like the Democrats did X, Y, and Z. How many people were on welfare? Well, how many most black people weren't on welfare? Like, I don't know. It's very. People are so racist that don't even know it. It's like, well, they probably leave the whole welfare. Oh, your grandparents were on welfare?
And they was trying to say that the women was trying to double dip. Like she needed a man at home as well as trying to get welfare. That wasn't
double
the
dip.
case.
I was double dip. That's a different thing. Go ahead, get your double dip on.
Yeah, but then you'll get in trouble if you
he
do
got
that.
high.
Oh.
It's a wild documentary. I'm trying to find it.
Hey, Joe.
Again,
wait a minute. Maya said they was triple dipping. How did they triple dip?
Maybe they had a Latino on side. Maybe Jorge came by.
No.
Gave some carnitas and a little poblano chili. You know what I'm saying? Stuffed, deep fried with tortilla. Again, how many black people? I'll just Google it. Let's see at the computer.
It's all of them. That's how it works. It was all
How
of
many
us.
African Americans were on welfare in 1967?
No, you were delineating.
96%.
Yeah, it was about 30% of black families lived beneath the poverty line in 1967. So, although interestingly, the non-white unemployment rate in 1967 was the lowest it had been since the Korean War. so.
Shout out to Johnson.
Man, I put it in there. It's called 1967 documentary. Welfare Over Fathers. That's literally the name.
Is that the thing that Concrete wanted us to watch that day?
I don't think so.
Good, y'all. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. So welfare over fathers. It just came out like 9 months ago.
Hey, Bonnet, you're super low on my end. Below everybody.
It's okay. Now, I think, so I've seen some of these testimonies before.
It's my
And
bad.
so
It's
if
my
the-
mic. I'm sorry.
If the women are saying the men are unemployed because, work begins at, there's unemployment, and they're saying, we chose to get this government assistance, this welfare, that's one thing. But people are talking like the men were gainfully employed and the women chose the welfare and the men had to go.
Yeah, it's in the documentary. A couple of ladies said that because she was like, "Yeah, I can't do it if you don't make enough to support me and my."
Yeah, I'm gonna take the welfare.
I'm gonna take the welfare.
Yeah, and so if I'm a man, and it never falls back on the man. So if I'm a man, I'm gonna say, I understand. I'm gonna be up the street. I'm gonna have a pied à terre. I would have said pied à terre.
Well, they really put it as it was a system problem because they weren't being paid enough to take care of a family. So they had to take what little jobs that they had available to them, and unfortunately, it didn't pay them enough. And so then the women had a decision to make. That's how the position did.
But I'm saying, how come people don't say, well, the man, to the extent he could, it was the 60s, so it would have been difficult.
Right.
Did he decide to go and make money so she wouldn't need the welfare? I mean, it's not like welfare was paying people $800 a week and you got caviar and Ripple. It wasn't that much money.
No, it wasn't. It was like, I think
that's the other thing. The ladies was balling.
I think it was like 30 cents per child per day or something.
Yeah, something is
something really crazy. And apparently the men were not making at least that.
Well, funnily enough, the people who make that claim are the Republicans. Republicans, in their need for welfare reform, were making the claim that people were getting, fat off the dole, right? That the excess was, the welfare queens. That wasn't a Democratic construction. That was a Republican construction.
It's their scapegoat.
And
it's their scapegoat mechanism. They can't help themselves.
Right? Like, so it's funny. So, F the Democrats for the policy in 1967, but not the policy, or not the Republican construction that sort of ended welfare as it got better. Because let's be very clear, welfare, and it's been documented, welfare as it was constructed before, sort of Bill Clinton did, was actually helping people get out of poverty. It was actually constructed to help people get out of poverty, and it was doing that. The reconstruction, the reconfiguration of welfare, and what was that, 96, 97?
Yeah.
That fundamentally changed the way, it made it more onerous and burdensome on families. I mean, it just did. That's where we get all that sort of, putting the church back at the center of things, and, the justification for removing money for the welfare state. And and so now you don't see the success that you had documented in the past, because now it actually does the thing that people are complaining about. Welfare now readjusts what you receive based on the job that you have. So it actually de-incentivizes people to find, but I'm not going to get into that. But it's just funny how this construction works, and who gets blamed for things, as if Republicans have any policies to help people currently in the issues that they have right now.
Is someone speaking?
Yes.
Did you want to?
You can hear her talking?
Butter wanted to say something. Okay. Well, then I'll continue.
Can you hear me?
No. Go ahead. You were on mute.
Just real quick. Am I wrong? Am I thinking that the welfare was initially put in place for people coming home from the war?
That's one sort of origin point. People look at widows, a pensioner's fund for widows and that sort of thing. That's one way, but it depends on how you historicize it. But yeah, that's one way to think about it, perhaps. Yeah.
I remember, I'm driving, that's why I'm asking you if you can hear me, because I know I'm in some spotty places. But I'm good, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's perfect.
Girl, just spit it out. We'll tell you if we can't. So I remember a trope back then that went first fire, last hired. And it was due to the fact that there was a lot of factory jobs. And, when they needed help, they would hire, black men to work. But when they needed to lay people off, of course, they were the first fired. So I think that there was just that lack of steadiness, and unpredictability that really caused a lot of families to resort to welfare. I just want to.
Oh yeah, poverty was high for sure. It had been coming down, but I think in 1950, black poverty was well over 50%. It had been coming down for sure. I don't have any issue with welfare. This is a rich country. If people needed to feed their kids, I don't care. But yeah, people needed it for sure. But it's just odd that almost, 60 years later, people seem to be swayed by that. And people who themselves might need government assistance. Like, what's going on? So, I can't imagine, I can't imagine voting for Republicans because Democrats in 1865, by that logic, why am I voting at all? America didn't have most blacks to vote in the beginning anyway. By that logic, why would you say Democrats started the KKK and not white people? You ever notice that? How they try to disarticulate white from KKK and make it Democrats? It's so stupid.
But people literally come on these stages and, like you said, in the feed, people literally say that, like black people.
They're stupid.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, they're stupid. And what it is, it's really, they don't have an affirmative reason to vote for the people they vote for. So 7 dudes from Tennessee, former Confederates, get together, start a fraternal organization that turns into the Klan. They belong to the Democratic Party. So that means in 2026, I should vote for a Republican, even though I support the Voting Rights Act, and Republicans on the bench are against the Voting Rights Act. I support X, Y, Z. It's just stupid. But I think it's actually insulting that they think they can persuade people with that. So something happened in 1865. Well, by that logic, should I have any white friends? Because in 1865, depending on where you were in the year, whites were enslaving blacks.
Huh? But they do convince people with that, though.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? They are
Convinced. Who?
The people that come on stage, people literally talk about the Democratic plantation, the Democrats are the part of the KKK. You literally hear that come out of people's mouths.
And they've been convinced, or they already believe that? Do you think Manfinity's convinced somebody of something?
No. Well, maybe somebody that's in his circle of friends. I don't think anybody on this stage. I think that a lot of people we talk to are immune to that, but there are people that are getting caught up in it.
true. There are some people who are convinced and decide. I mean, if you're dumb enough to vote based off of what happened in 1865, today you're an idiot. So I'm not sure that person is voting anyway.
I'm fully convinced that most people on the right have no real political beliefs. They just regurgitate shit that makes them feel good. That's why when you debunk it, they don't care. I mean, look at my...
I think they have political beliefs. I think one of their political beliefs is that is around a lot of cultural and social issues.
I mean, look at my PTR. This Obama in the tan suit. This should not be a meme, right? Like that kind of, you get what I'm saying? Like this is gonna always move the goalposts anytime you deconstruct one of the, like even the whole Dixie Democrat bullshit. I've been dealing with that since I was in high school. How is it me at 15, 16 was more equipped to debunk that than they are? But they're gonna, and I'm gonna believe I'm the first person to correct them. They just don't care.
So, truth, they're uninformed, silly people on both sides. It's not foolishness. Ignorance is not the province of the conservatives. It's just not. It's not true.
Oh, I'm not going to say there's not foolish people on both sides. What I said is that people on the right don't respond to their arguments being defeated.
You said people on the right don't have political beliefs. That's what I heard you say.
Oh, yeah. I actually, yeah. Trump, I didn't believe that before Trump. Trump has convinced me fully that that is the case.
Okay.
Well, it's just everything he ran on, he contradicts. They don't even pretend to care. They rationalize immediately instead of at least acquiescing and going, okay, but no, they just double down like, this is good, it's always good. Everything that we do is always good. And I suspected it when I was young that, because it kind of makes sense. Like, okay, if your cultural heritage is being anti the freedom of a marginalized group of people, that's not really a political belief per se. I guess you could argue it is. But really it's just...
It is, sir.
No, I was going to say...
They believe it, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do to get there.
Exactly. Yeah, I was literally about to say it's more totalitarian and lacking nuance, which means that, yes, technically it fits under an umbrella, but it means that their actual ideology is not constructed on real political belief. It's more like feelings.
I disagree totally. You probably, and I'm not in favor of either party. I'm going to say that first of all. We don't care. I did. Come on, man.
What's going on with you today?
Should I just leave? You don't want to hear a different view? Is that right? I'll just leave.
No, share your view.
Go some thick skin.
We want some echo chamber.
Oh my God. Like, if you want to leave, just leave. You don't need to announce it. Just leave, princess. Just say what you want to say.
Him gone now. He gone because he wants the echo chamber.
Let me just say,
hurricanes is out of control.
No, it's not. People want to act like words don't mean things. Like, after a while,
y'all gotta toughen up.
That's annoying. Sorry. Not sorry.
I was going to say, this is why Democrats lose, but we're not losing.
Hold the list.
I'm a gay man from Virginia with a house in Virginia.
Oh my God.
Sasha, out of here.
Let me just say this. As someone who has been called everything under the sun on stage, some of y'all gotta toughen up. Y'all want big opinions, but y'all don't want the pushback. You'll be okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
God bless.
Are people still bringing up like Robert Byrd, Democrat?
Not really.
Okay. They haven't gotten
that's a second or third level. You have to know how the Senate works and who Robert Byrd is. But it comes up every now and again. I did see that meme on Twitter a couple days ago. Like, it's a bunch of them standing out at, I guess at his funeral or something.
So, that's always a funny one to me. So I guess, people, so the way that I try and think of it is, and this may be wrong, so I welcome the pushback. But most of these conversations, I feel like, are meant to just move the needle, a little bit in one direction. If they can sort of, I don't know if there's as much sort of, swinging over to the Republican side as it is sort of, creating or fomenting apathy and just sort of a disconnection, which means that, they depress, who comes out to vote in certain areas. I feel like, I said this before the election in 2020, whatever that was, oh my God. But I feel like, it hit with enough people to just get them upset with some of the frustrations that they already had. And unfortunately, I think there were some people who were upset with their local government. If we're talking about sort of in urban areas, mostly Democratic spaces, elected officials, and they were upset. And I think that some of that frustration transferred up as well. And so that led to some people not voting. And I think that may be what the goal is, more so than trying to actually actively get people to vote Republican. I don't know that I'm not saying that that's enough to tip, victory on one side. At least that's part of the conversation. I think there are other people who are generally just upset. But I think that might be the goal. And so because these conversations only work, at least in my view, for people that actually don't have like things that are going on in their life. Like if I'm not worried about, we have chronic unemployment right now. We have people, who like long-term unemployment, with people with no necessary prospects for jobs. We have the rising cost of food, of gas, of all the sort of, of utilities, all of these things. I just can't imagine that enough people on a daily basis are swayed by the conversation of, the man-in-house policy in 1967, and that'll be why they don't vote for Democrats. Like, if that is the case, then they truly are voting against their own economic interests. And we need to stop talking about how it's just white Republicans who are doing that, because it would clearly be Democrats who are doing the same thing. And I think it would be, oh shit, that might be something to explore. I'm going to mute. God bless. Oh, I was done. I was over there making a note. I got something to write about.
Yeah, just a lot of the old race stuff is just not hitting online like it was, man. I think my boy put it the other day. He was like, race is so 2015. It's like, I think race ended for people on the left in 2015 and people on 2023 or 2024. So shit, nobody's interested in this bullshit.
Yeah, it's not about race. It's about citizenship status. Yeah, I definitely don't want to hear about race. It doesn't move people the way we think it does.
McWhorter and Lowry did a video. I forgot when it was, a few months ago. They were basically saying they were asking him if the race beat was over. It probably is for a while. I mean, they don't have anything interesting to talk about. I mean, to be fair, they kind of killed it, helped to kill it, but I think the race beat is over.
What are these people who made their business as anti-racist experts or whatever they would call themselves?
Let me tell you something. They need to be outlawed.
Well, they're at Howard. They can
The big names are fine.
I mean,
Like, I know this chick. I haven't heard any.
30%, we still don't know how many, you know what I mean, shares they're gonna give out to the public. Like, of this 30%, like how many shares?
Well, look at shares are outstanding on the video right now because they're well over the $1 trillion market cap. So how many billions of shares do they have listed as outstanding right now?
Give me a minute.
It's got to be in the millions.
Finance. Yahoo Finance be clutching. So.
I could be wrong, but
Almost there.
All right, I punched it into my AI because what do we do?
100. Hey man, I'm getting that. It's 94%, which is sure. Yeah, I should be like you on.
yeah, just listen, man, stop fighting the AI, man. Just you can't be this.
Yeah, I gotta stop fighting the AI.
Yeah, just join the motherfucker, man. Come on, give us the stats.
24 billion.
This is what I told it, right? Based on, well, he's not far though. Based on known information about the aspects of IPO or of the IPO, roughly how many shares are going to be offered, available, and
requiring the courts to apply strict scrutiny.
Okay, I'm going to respond to you, Adam.
Doesn't say anything about sex.
Here we go. No, affirmative action was not only about race. While rooted in the 1960s civil rights movement to address systematic discrimination against racial minorities, it quickly expanded to include gender, adding women as a protected class in 1967, and later included veterans and individuals with disabilities.
And what year was that?
Since 1967.
Right, in the 60s. This is way before affirmative action came in.
He just fucking won't listen. He motherfucker.
Look at when affirmative action came in. I put the case in the.
Okay.
Did you do it twice, Abby? Did you do it twice, Abby? Because I swore you put it in the chat twice, Abby. You put it in the chat twice. Othello, just fucking go to the chat, man. God damn.
And by 1997.
Don't respond back, Abby. Don't respond back, Abby. Don't respond back. They got to come off their microphone for something, man. They just got to come off the microphone for something. God damn.
Well, Othello's biggest problem is he can't let a white person be right.
Evidently he can't.
By 1997, 6 million white women have benefited from affirmative action.
Don't worry. Don't say nothing, Abby. Just let the trash take itself out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love when niggas can't admit when they're wrong. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, you should stop talking to niggas and talk to people that's intelligent. That's it,
White women benefit more from DEI, and they benefit more from affirmative action. White women.
Okay, I'm gonna put the cases in the chat. You all can spend the time to look them up. I'm not going case by case, but the Frontiero case is the main case, the Weinberger case, and U.S. versus Virginia. But the Frontiero case was the main case with sex discrimination. Ruth Bader argued that in front of the Supreme Court, and I'll put it in the chat.
You can put however many cases you want to put.
1973. That was
law is the law.
20 years before O'Connor wrote her decision on affirmative action. They're different cases.
That's fine. The cases affirmative action laws is it benefits white women.
Disproportionately.
What? Oh wait, what? See, we're moving to go. All right.
Didn't we already talk statistical percentages about the 30%?
Yeah, we already laid this out.
Yeah, so like you keep coming back to that point, it's an ask and answer. Yes. Okay.
Conversations like this are what make people like me that just want to be like, oh, nice, everybo's getting along, to just thinking really bad things about black people.
Who cares? Get some data, bitch ass nigga.
No, like that's not a nasty thing I said. She can reply to some of the different statistics, but the question has been asked and answered.
Yeah, we're talking about the fact. We're not talking about nothing like.
No. She specifically asked for a statistic of percentage by which they benefited.
Where's the data?
That's an objective statement that has been asked and answered, and I said it again. How is that nasty?
And I'm not talking about, no, I'm not saying you were being nasty.
Okay, that's what I took it as, because you said that after I made the statement that you were quote unquote.
No, he's not saying you're nasty. He's saying you're dumb.
Don't say I said things. I didn't say that.
Yeah, you can clarify that thing. I'm not sure how you guys.
No, it's fine. I'm
talking point.
I didn't say that.
Okay, great.
I want to just say one last thing on this, because I don't feel like going into law school 101 with you guys, but there is a difference with the level of scrutiny used by a court. We have intermediate scrutiny, we have strict scrutiny. Race is treated with strict scrutiny. Gender is treated with intermediate scrutiny. They're different classes. They are treated differently within the court system. The cases that enabled women to then have equal protection and to change the laws happened in the 70s. There's about 6 cases. I put several of them in the chat. What happened with affirmative action happened in the 90s. It was 20 years later. I will once again put those cases in the chat so you can read about them. But what was important was the decision of all those cases, O'Connor's statement, because that's what got followed when the Harvard case came in front of the Supreme Court. Affirmative action had expired. It was over. It was done. What was intended to alter or change our system had, according to the court, finally occurred. Her prognosis of 25 years made sense to the court. That's what happened. You can like it or not like it, but that's what occurred.
Okay, and another thing that occurred, 1967, President Lyndon B. Johnson issued an executive order 11375, which amended the original 1965 affirmative action mandate to include women as a protected class. This crucial action required federal contractors to make active measures to ensure equal employment opportunities, effectively expanding anti-discrimination efforts to include sex. So it started there.
When affirmative action was only, 37 years later? Jesus Christ.
They're two different movements.
I know, they don't understand.
Abby, you went to school. You went to school, Abby. The thing is, the only one that's teaching them is Google. That's what that is.
Just read about the stuff, guys. Open up the cases and read them.
They benefited from affirmative action and they benefited from DEI.
No, affirmative action was in 92.
But it was the cases, the Supreme Court cases in the 70s that changed what was happening with women. It changed it under the Social Security, it changed it under the military issue. That's what Frontiera was actually the groundbreaking case on that. But that's what started to change it with acceptance also into schools for women. I mean, I said, if you want a nice perspective on it, go see the film about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It'll teach you all about the women's rights and the changes in the court. But the question of sex, does someone know the name of that movie, A Matter of Sex, or?
Just because issue A predates issue B, so gender predates issue, the race issue. Like, that doesn't necessarily follow that
they claim that affirmative action was the reasoning from the state.
It's enough. Rich, don't do that.
Like, that's not even a tight line of rational thought.
It is a tight line because things changed after those cases. They changed dramatically for women. The acceptance into professional schools change. Excuse me?
And they also changed after DEI legislation. So just because there was protection in place for women first, doesn't necessarily follow that there were no protections based on DEI legislation or privileges. And that's what you're trying to argue.
I wasn't arguing whether one assisted it.
They're distinct.
They're distinct. They are totally distinct.
And
correct. They are distinct. One happened 20 years before the other and had the inertia and the momentum to change society for 20 years. The inertia was there. It was happening. Go look at the acceptance into professional schools as an example, and the change in those professions of women coming into those professions. That happened within that 20-year period, and the inertia was there. Whether it got an assist with DEI, it's not the relevant. He was making the argument DEI changed it for women. It did not.
No.
He made the argument that women benefited from DEI legislation.
Actually true.
No, that's not what he argued.
No, she's not talking to you. She was talking about Donna.
That's fine.
Exactly, and that's not what he argued. He argued that women benefit from DEI legislation, and he gave a percentage, about 30% increase in their, I believe he referenced like job increase. So that's not what he argued. No one here is insane. No one's arguing that DEI conflates the two, gender and race as a single protected class. We understand that they have been treated separately in case law. But I also think we could go back ad absurdum to the beginning of the first case that dealt with the gender issue and the first case that dealt with the race issue. Because if you want to stop at 70, then you have to start with civil rights legislation that happened in the 60s. But then you can go back to feminine issues that started in the 20s. Like, we could go back ad absurdum to talk about
but you had the legislation, but the legislation had to be enforced. It wasn't.
Dominic's argument that that didn't. Let me land, and then I'd love for you to rebut. That does not negate. I'd love for Abby to get a chance to rebut, and I will absolutely yield to you as well, man. That does not, just because one had momentum in the 70s, that doesn't negate. We can go back ad absurdum, but that does not negate Dominic's argument that women benefited from DEI legislation.
People love using words like this.
White women. You're supporting his claim that they were already considered
white women.
Class.
First of all, he said white women, number one. And number two, he said it was a result of, he used the words, one resulted in the other. I'm making the argument that 20 years prior to that, when those landmark cases happened, yes, there was legislation, but legislation has to be enforced, and when you don't follow law and legislation, you sue. And they were suing in those cases, and in those cases, which were landmark cases, and once again, they were argued, a lot of them by, you will see the change that happened in the workforce, in the professional fields, in our society for women. It changed in the military, it changed the whole dynamic for 20 years, way before the affirmative action cases, and the case came out. What was the case out of Michigan? Someone help me with it. Was it?
You moved the goalpost.
You're talking about something that happened in the 70s, and we're saying that women were added into affirmative action, protected class in 1967. And I understand you're saying that those cases were landmark cases because they actually had to apply it. I understand that that's what you're saying. But what we're saying is, when it comes to affirmative action and DEI, white women benefited the most, and there's data on that.
Show us. Stop. The momentum and
it's already been shown.
Matters.
We posted it in the chat.
Okay, but what's our point on this? Never going in this circle. What's your point?
Okay, now you want to talk about the point. No, we got into the conversation. You weren't even in here when we started the conversation.
No, but I'm saying, but where you going? But I'm asking now, where you going with this? Because you were in the chat.
I think you're right. Let him ask a specific question. You got to come with a specific question. If you were listening, have a specific question.
No, I've been listening for the long.
Okay, so let's look at Harvard. How did DEI and affirmative action help white women get into Harvard? Tell me, because what was getting accepted to Harvard, who were getting accepted to Harvard were not white women.
You're not going to force us to argue a point that we never made.
That's how women argue. I think this all started because of the pilot thing, right? Someone said they wouldn't trust the pilot if he was black.
and someone said that was racist, and somebody said, no, that's not racist. Is that how we got here?
Yeah, I'm the one who said that if there was a black pilot or a black doctor that was younger than me, I would be very hesitant.
Yeah.
That is because they let them in. It's not because of their skin color. If I knew that they were as qualified as anybody, or I should say amongst the most qualified, I'd be perfectly fine with them. But when we knowingly let people in that are not the most qualified, I'm going to doubt their competency, as I should.
So you literally said just because they're black, I'm going to question their credentials. That is racist.
It's not racist. You're just a lazy ass who wants government handouts.
Motherfucker, you just said if I see their skin color, I'm going to question their credentials.
Wait, Dominic, can you tell us what the definition of the word? Can you tell us what the definition of the word racist is?
But isn't it racist you keep calling him a nigga though? Isn't it racist you keep calling him a nigga?
No. Read the definition of racism or racist.
Assuming a race is superior or inferior.
I'm not. No, I see. No, here's. Okay, but
you can't fly a plane.
That's like when you say somebody's homosexual.
Yeah, hold on, Rich.
Don't have it around.
Rich, shut up.
Homosexuals.
Is my mic low? Do I have to move it down?
No, your mic's messing up. You're in the Matrix really bad.
Okay, so, it sounds like I have to move somebody to the audience. All right, to the audience.
Rich, we just talked about this.
Okay. Go ahead, faggot.
So, no. So you're missing a step. It would be if there was no let's just say only the most qualified people got into medical school.
Words, you dumb fuck. Go ahead. Sorry.
Amazing. Now, only the most qualified people get into medical school. Only the most qualified people become pilots. If that was the case, and it was across the board, it would be racist of me to say, "Oh, I think black people is probably dumb. Therefore, I don't want a dumb pilot flying me." Okay, that's racist. Fine. Now, if I know for a fact that they lower the qualifications for. Okay, it is perfectly rational for me to believe that these people are most likely not amongst the most competent and quite frankly, best doctors or pilots that you can get. Therefore, it would be safer for me, and it'd be in my benefit to go to a non-black doctor and to not have a black pilot. And it's not because of their skin color, it's because of how they let people with their skin color into these programs.
Exactly.
So here's why I think I don't get when I'm listening to people who are so anti-DEI. So what the point of equity is to recognize that people have different backgrounds and circumstances, which are oftentimes set up by the institutions, should be remedied by the institutions, but it's allowing the exact resources needed to get the same outcome. So,
but that's where recipe for disaster.
But that's the thing, though.
Even communist. No.
The main outcome is.
Do you know who first started using IQ tests, for example?
I just want to finish just this thought.
Okay, but you already stopped because that is stupid.
I would love to hear your rebuttal.
You're saying give you what you want. You're saying give you what you want, despite whether or not you deserve it.
What the same outcome.
He's a moderator.
Right?
All right, Rich, I don't need help.
Is they take the same classes, they have the same training, and they become the same. They have access to the same career pathways. If there's no remedy for the institutional circumstances that are set up, they don't have access to the same outcome. At the end of the day, the point is, DEI or not, the people in Harvard ideally have the same outcome. Once they're let in, there's no concession made for the quality of their
That's not true. That's patently
There's
false.
no concession made
That is
once
false.
they're in the country.
That's not true based on CRT and what we see also with critical race theory.
Okay, tell me more about that, because I've never heard of a professor saying a black person can just do work.
No, the problem is that these black students are significantly not only more likely to drop out of medical school in comparison to their peers, and of course,
I'd love to see the stats and resources on that.
Oh yeah, that's readily available. That's very common. And but even worse is black people are hold on.
Shut up.
Black medical students, after they graduate from medical school, are also far more likely to be basically lose their license during their residency. Basically, get kicked out of their residency programs for not being prepared. It's and of course, medicine is not. It's a serious business. It's not for everybody. But I mean. Luckily we do. At least they do throw some of these people out, and they don't get past residency.
Can I say something along Pepe? Wait, hold on. Let me make a little argument on something Pepe said. Guys, just stop for a sec. Take away race, take away gender. Something else Pepe said, and no one focused on it. He said a younger person. So let's talk about people that are graduating now, today, out of medical schools or out of their fellowships or out of law schools. And they have to take exams to then pass forward. So today, you have people in law schools that are graduating and taking open book bar exams. They don't have to memorize. They don't have to go through the process because it's an open book that the lawyer 10 years earlier had to go through, or 20 years. So now you're hiring the lawyer to go in court with you. Do you want the lawyer that didn't have to go through the memorization, doesn't have to know off in his head immediately the elements of the what he's arguing, or all of the hearsay exceptions? They don't have to memorize any of it. They just looked in a book to get through the test. So you're hiring. Let me finish. You're hiring. I'm not talking about race or gender. I'm talking about youth. That's something that he said. You're hiring someone today that maybe didn't have also the rigorous testing and know how it's changed in the medical boards or in medical schools, but its testing has changed. And testing maybe post-COVID became, open books and less rigorous, and they didn't have ATs to get into schools. And you have a choice. Where would you go with that? Would you have a crisis in confidence because there's less rigor and pressure or scholastic pressure put on that student as that student's going through the process? I've thrown that out there as a question, thinking of what Pepe's.
It's the don't leave no student behind generation. That's all it is. And then people get mad because you're not on their side of passing these bucks. It's from high school to college to whatever you learn it. It's a generation of just passing these bucks because, he's that's DEI. And just like what she said, I was gonna say it before her. I don't want nobody to represent me in court who had three or four fucking years, and they just let him go ahead and go in court versus somebody who actually done it for 10 goddamn years. But you get people that get on this app and want to defend because someone give them pushback about it. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's not about your fucking color. It's not your color. You going to flight school and you telling me they gave you a fucking certificate less than the time that you're supposed to have? Because, we don't want pushback. We don't want to say we're racist. Fuck that.
So,
God
a couple thoughts.
Pushback on smart shit.
Yeah. So I'm an educator, not a lawyer, but I have very strong opinions about this whole No Child Left Behind bull. And I agree. I think that the rigor educationally is lowered all across America in every type of classroom, on all types of, in all demographics, in socioeconomic areas. That's a generational phenomenon. You're absolutely correct. But what I'm also observing is that is just now hitting the college campuses. And by now I mean in the last 4 or 5 years, where college professors are having to lower their standards overall for the entire class, their curriculum across the whole syllabus, in order for students to demonstrate any learning, right? So with that said, I think you're absolutely correct. I'm going to look at any young person and question whether they have the knowledge and information to competently practice in whatever field they're in. What I don't understand is what that has to face, because again, this is a phenomenon of the last 5 years. Before the last 5 years, literally post-COVID,
Well, I could.
I was reacting to what Pepe was saying, and I just harped on one of the things he said. That's why I brought that up.
Yeah, and that's why I did bring up I said younger than me for a reason, because that is when a lot of this shit would have really ramped up, and I
did that. No.
And so, but I would say though, it does unfortunately have everything to do with race in the United States. You can look at how. I forget the name of the test, the standardized test they use to compare students nationally. East Asians in America, I believe
the International Baccalaureate.
No, I think it was something else. I forget, but just like this is,
All right, East Asians.
Kate, yeah, sure. So East Asians do better, I believe, or they're either, or they could have been number 2. Better than any other East Asian country. The East Asians, United States. Whites in the United States do better than whites in any other country. Blacks also do better here than blacks in any other country. However, they do worse than all of their peers in the United States. Hispanics do rather poorly, and so do Native Americans. Now, imagine it comes to college admissions. Now you have to compete with some of the most educated whites and Asians in the world, but much better as a population in comparison to their Hispanic, Native American, and Black peers. How can you? Then that is kind of the problem that Harvard was dealing with. Is you're going to have an astronomical amount of overrepresentation with the East Asians. You're going to, and of course, whites are going to be slightly overrepresented. But now you have this group that does, on average, much worse than both those groups, and you have to find a way to get them in. You're going to have to kick out people that otherwise would have deserved to go into this, be granted admission, in order to take in one of the black or the brown people. Statistically, that's how it works.
Or the white women too.
Well, white women do very well. They would be, and Asian women do really well. So, I don't know what to tell you. Women actually tend to do better, I believe, especially up through high school. So, the sex thing doesn't really matter. But, so what do you do? Now, you're saying, equality of, you talk about equity. Well, it's really funny when people say this. The first people to use IQ tests, I don't know if it was, I forget who it was. Basically, it was a socialist system where they did not want to waste any fucking time with people that they felt that did not have the capabilities to do the jobs that they were going to put them in. They're very efficient people. And you can look at communist Russia. Where did they take all of their smartest students? A lot of them became KGB. They fast-tracked them. They didn't put them in school with the other retards. Where does this equity come from? Because no society truly has equity. Because people are not equal. And I think that's where kind of saying like, you said something along the lines of, we have the same opportunities. We go through the same classes. Like, let's say you go to medical school.
We're directed towards the same outcomes. That's what equity is.
Sure, but what happens, though, is when you get an Asian that has, there's a world of difference between those two. There's a world of difference between those two.
But that's what I'm saying, but that's not who's competing at Harvard.
Yes, it is, unfortunately.
It is.
And it's the black with the
Jews and East Asians were overrepresented at Harvard. That's why they did all this.
Yeah,
it was turning into literally like Beijing and
and quantity.
So you have groups of
the
people.
ones that apply to Harvard.
We were the top fucking performers.
No, is it all the Ivies, miss?
And
and went from being like 30% down to.
Be quiet. Pepe, what were you saying?
What, she can answer.
I'm answering it.
She
It's
went to
all
one of those
Ivies.
schools.
It's relevant. We were talking about a specific case, but I know.
She doesn't
She doesn't like The Supreme Court case was actually two schools.
Abby
It
Duncan.
was North Carolina and
We're talking about all the Ivies. That's a gift.
All of the Ivy League schools were literally turning into fucking just nothing but E stations. And
But if you were to also look, post-pandemic,
it's because we have to perform.
Okay, Rich. 9% of the people that of all of the jobs gained were for people of color. Or they might have included women in there too. It was something astronomical, and there's been a couple decent articles that have come out about it, but like there's some where white people have absolutely been shafted, especially white in pursuit of quote unquote equity. And this is in many industries like Hollywood. The media I guess notoriously did this. A lot of the large media organizations, whether it's New York Times, they had a huge from like 2010. They had the proportion of women that in their editorial rooms shot way up, and they were deliberately excluding white men. And it's and I have to say, like, this has nothing to do with equity. You're literally taking somebody earns through and giving it to somebody to make that, I don't know, the population do better, but you're not actually helping that black person. What are we talking about today? We're talking about how, well, they let too many dumb black people into medical school. Now I don't want to go to a black doctor.
Again,
why would we do that?
This is why you assume they're picking the dumb ones. Like they're smart.
Because we know they're dumb in comparison to their peers.
I don't know how I can't combat your presupposition that they're picking the dumb ones when that's not what the record.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely showing. You can look up UCLA's. That is perhaps one of the most egregious examples. If you look at UCLA's medical school, it went from being top notch to now having a half class can't even like pass very basic exams. Really fucking embarrassing.
They accepted more black people. Like, what's the line?
Yes,
what's the line?
yes, exactly. They let in well, not just blacks but minorities, and they let them in based on non-traditional ways. In other words, it wasn't because of their PAs. They were valuing other information. They had a real radical bitch that took over the there. But yeah, they're doing horribly.
And so what's the numbers on like black doctor malpractice and whatnot?
It's a lot higher than it is with whites.
Okay, you spouting up, man. You gave us so much oral data. Is there any way you could like just provide one link?
Well, Google's for free. Go ahead, finish, Pepe.
Pepe, why would you say that so quickly before checking?
Oh, because I've seen this date. I've seen this. You remember the conversations I used to have. So information that I still remember quite clearly.
Malpractice suits for black doctors?
They lose their licenses at a much higher rate.
That's not what I'm seeing. Just, Chris research is showing that there's no major disparity.
Oh, yeah, there has been actually for decades, unfortunately.
I am God. This is your time not to just respond to me, but actually say something of substance. We've been waiting on that.
Not been waiting. Y'all been arguing, over something that I'm just listening to. So, Othello, you ain't been listening. Y'all been arguing, and I've been quiet and listening. Okay. So I know you're trying to be smart out the mouth, but you're the reason why black doctors are failing because you run in your mouth and you ain't listening.
Because you haven't said
I've been on mute.
You like Rich. You haven't said anything of substance.
Yeah, because I don't holler back and forth.
Okay.
I didn't.
Has anyone read like Thomas Sowell's books? Because he breaks down all this data for you.
See, someone like me, I like to stay on me so I can learn and listen instead of challenge everyone and just run my mouth and I think. I've never been one to go to Google. I've asked other individuals that have knowledge on things. And if it makes sense, it don't need to be explained. Instead of just coming off the microphone and just challenging someone because I think I'm right. I want to push back. Yes, she's right. Pepe is right because it was told to me before this fucking race thing. He's telling the truth. And if you don't believe me.
About how
But your
black
staff
doctors
thing was,
what? Did you finish that sentence?
how they fail.
Oh,
You heard what he said.
do you want the numbers?
And how they dropped out.
Yeah,
It's
because
all the class.
Hold on. You guys numbers or no?
Well, yeah.
Residency dismissal. Shut the fuck up, Othello. While black residents accounted for about 5% of all residency, they accounted for nearly 20% of those who were dismissed in 2015, according to unpublished analysis by Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education, ACGME. In 12% of black residents in surgical dismissed, compared to just 2% of white residents. Jesus Christ.
You guys clear off now. I'll come off the microphone. Yeah, I'll come off the mic now.
No, I'm talking about the blacks and the rest.
I'll come off the mic.
4 times more like.
I'll come off the mic. I got something, but see how I come off the mic but some things don't need to be explained, Othello. I'll come off the mic to say, yeah, you're right. See? I come off the mic. You told me to come off the mic. Yeah, but you said no. I don't have to do information because Peppy said right.
The conversation.
Peppy was
intellect.
Right. I don't have to.
You to share. I don't know why you're being combative about it. If you don't have nothing to share, that's okay.
Yeah, they don't have nothing to share.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say come off the mic, so now I came off the mic.
Okay,
I came off the mic and said, thank you, Peppy. Okay, I'm gonna come off the mic again. Thank you, Peppy. Thank you, Peppy, for your knowledge and your information that you knew.
And what's funny is you have somebody like Thomas Sowell, and I'm sorry to offend anybody here, who's probably by a good margin smarter than anybody here. He says this shit, and people get so triggered by him. And he was.
Okay, Pepe, let me ask you a question, and Rich too. So the information you gave was about black students.
Do you want what I searched or not?
Yeah, so I did look at the hold on, Rich.
Their license.
Rich. So I did put the link with the prompt, and of course it gives the citations. You can see exactly how I asked it. I asked about disciplinary measures and suspensions for black medical doctors.
Amongst black doctors, and I looked up the data, and what I found was that it doesn't actually track to race. It tracks to specific specialties in terms of what type of doctor you are, what type of specialist you are, what the workload is, and what the environment is.
That makes sense.
And it doesn't show black doctors being more negligent. Now, what they do show is who's practicing in high-risk fields and under-resourced systems. And that's where some of the numbers come from. But I'm not sure if you're looking at all that data.
Madison, what you're saying that if there's an expectation, if you go in to have a high-risk surgery, a heart surgery, or neurosurgery, that there's an expectation of less, the percentage of success versus going in and having a baby, which the expectation is greater expectation of success. So you might have more litigation coming out of OB gone wrong than you would out of a heart or a neurosurgical procedure. Is that kind of what you're saying, Madison?
That's one of the aspects of it, absolutely, in terms of the specialty and particularly OB-GYNs, but also patient volume is a factor, the case complexity and where you are, and the resources, the type of hospital you're in, what type of funding is involved. So there are a lot of variables when it comes to credible malpractice issues.
Right, demographics, a lot of it go into play, but there are certain practices that have the highest premiums for med mal, and probably OB is probably one of the highest because there's that expectation that nothing will go wrong. But you'd have to look at what different ethnic groups go into what specialties. I don't know if it breaks down that way.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw in the chat, but I think the the other issue I'm having with your line of argumentation is, by your own logic, the quote unquote less qualified black doctors are being dismissed at really high rates. So the ones that are qualified and make it out of the program are the ones that have withstood the rigor. So again, I don't get why you would look at a black doctor.
Oh, sure.
They're less qualified.
Well, sure.
That doesn't even follow by your own logic.
Oh, it does, absolutely. So unfortunately, once they make it past their residency, there's a much higher rate of them running afoul of the medical board because, you know, they have a substandard level of care that they provide for their patients, or it's incompetence in general. And I, quite frankly, do not want to be the result or the reason why that has to go in front of the medical board in their state. So I'm just not going to risk it.
Yeah, give me an East Asian doctor or maybe a doctor. Yeah, I was just saying, give me an East Asian doctor anytime. Even over the white
East
doctors.
Asian, Jewish, white.
Yeah, fuck the whites. I don't want the whites. I want the Jew or the
Indians
East
even
Asian.
are kind of like hit or miss because they get so many of them get medical. They're
usually arrogant too.
Hold on. No, that's not why. A majority of them do get their medical degrees overseas. I'm just going off of a hunch. I would have to back it up by statistics. I mean, personally, there's just a little bit of uneasiness with that in general. Them, you know, having a foreign medical degree.
Yeah, I don't want any American like whites touching me. East Asians,
The
Jews,
American medical system is one of the worst in the world.
Yeah, that was the next topic.
I wasn't gonna say it because I'm about to.
Wait, long-term survival, Jassy, for cancer?
Yeah, treating, not treating, but
like survival rates for like cancer. How about that?
I don't know. What are they?
I think it's
the highest in the United States.
Yeah, because cancer, if you catch it early on, which most people.
Yeah, in the United States, you have the highest for like heart disease, cancer, all these different like severe things and stuff. We have like the highest rates for.
Yeah, but most countries don't have
are the same.
or heart
Like I believe
disease
East Asians, for example, and even I think Southeast Asians, I think they have higher life expectancies than us. And
yeah, that's because that's where they
I do
live.
think that's. Hold on. Do you think that's probably a lot more genetic than anything? I mean, they're not very big people. This is widely known. Bigger people tend to. There's a correlation between the bigger, the taller, the more built you are. Generally, the lower your life expectancy is going to be.
There's not a lot of 6'6" people in the nursing home. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only a lot of 6'7" guys in the nursing home.
Genetics can be altered by your environment. So you're right, it is genetic, but a lot of it is environment.
Your black skin will still be black in Alaska.
Like the food you eat, but that has my black skin.
It'll still be black in health too.
That has nothing to do with the longevity of my life. So if you could,
it does in a way.
If you could stick to the topic, that'd be great.
Oh, it does. I mean,
well, we weren't talking about black people. We were talking about countries, and America has the highest rates of cancer.
Yeah, what do you mean it does not?
Most of those people are white.
It does not. Othello, remember who has the green paint?
If we had to,
good job at degrading the conversation.
No, bullshit, fucking shit. If we were struck back into the fucking Stone Age and we all had to live on the African savannah, okay, my people would have a lot more of a fucking problem in comparison to your people, just from that one little difference.
I'm not black. First of all, I'm not black. I'm Ukraine American.
Can I ask a question, everyone?
You sure can.
As long as you're not condescending and talk to other people. Yes, go ahead.
He can't be any worse than you.
You can't be pretentious.
Well, first of all,
I don't do that.
Rich, shut the fuck up before you go to the audience. And Jasmine, you shut the fuck up too. Let people speak.
We don't have to do that.
Okay, so right now, this has been pretty much an average 20,000 malpractice suits happens in the United States. We live in a majority, quote unquote, white country, right? So that means the majority of malpractice suits happens among doctors that do not an ethnic group of black. So when we have conversations, look at the data
simple search will tell you that when it comes to malpractice suits, there really isn't a trend in terms of the doctor involved, but it's clear that there's disproportionality in terms of the patient that's involved, where minority patients are more often the victims of malpractice. There's no discernible pattern in terms of who the doctor is, though. So with that said, I also think it's really interesting how, like you said, there's definitely some bias baked into the medical system, and we're making great strides right now to take that out in terms of things like giving Black patients an extra consideration for kidney issues, right? They assume our kidneys are weaker, so we move down the transplant list, and we're less likely to receive life-saving measures like transplants. So, like, there's definitely strides towards reversing things like that, but it's so interesting because and I'm going to speak to the argument you just made, like, we're happy to talk about the genetic, like, propensities, and you're happy to apply points to Black people then, but not when it comes to education or, like, success. So it's just a real cognitive dissonance that I feel like, again, the current climate is trying to work through, but I'm not sure that on the popular level people realize and actually want to resolve.
I have a question for you guys. When's the last time any of you went to a hospital and like had surgery in a hospital or experienced hospital staff? I'm gonna say 90%, and I may be low on my number of the nursing staff were Asian when I went.
You're correct.
In two different cities, two different metropolitan cities, and that has been my experience in both of them. It was mostly Filipino, in two cities. I mean, Philly and Nevada and Vegas. It's been almost completely Asian nursing staff.
And you can actually look this up. That's actually true because they're doing investigations into this. And they're finding out a lot of these, they're calling it the Asian medical mafia, right? And it's on a nursing level, and they're getting in there, and they're only hiring, their friends and family, other Asians. And you can look it up. It's a whole investigation into it.
Yeah, well,
By the way, they've been excellent nurses. Like, I'm not disparaging at all. I'm just saying I noticed it.
It's actually the reason why a lot of African Americans are in support of ICE and things like that, because they're looking at this and they're like, hey, this is kind of infringing on our job.
Yeah, so Abby, I have a question.
Why the fuck do we bring ICE in? Whoa, why the fuck you bringing ICE in now? What the fuck?
Yeah, Edward.
Sorry. So Abby, based on what you said, I work in the death care, but we go to a lot of nursing homes, and a lot of the nursing home nurses and their staff are actual Filipino or they are Asian, and that right there, we see that trend happening a lot. Even our primary care is also Asian, and we've had that primary care position for a long time because we live in Orange County, California. So a lot of the doctors out here, because they take the doctors near your home. So these are the kind of things I think that are misrepresentative. And Miss, when you shared something about they're looking into these things, I wonder how many ethnically Black people actually have a doctor that's not Black. I don't know if that statistic's available, but I would like to know that number.
I can tell you this: all my doctors are European, and I just had heart surgery. 2-3 weeks ago. European.
You're healing.
It's slowly on.
I do want to say this. Okay, so you mentioned something about organ transplants. Now, I should have looked this up before saying that, but this is where I think I don't know where racism, anything like that would have to do with organ transplants. Organ transplants, it's my understanding, generally, you can only get them from people that are largely of the same race. Some of the people that have the hardest time getting implants, and they often die because there's no donors that match them, are people that are biracial.
What?
Dead serious. This is something.
You idiot.
No. Like, you can look at, like, especially I believe bone marrow is the one that's the most different. difficult.
That's true when it comes to both.
Yeah, I know the
especially-
details. Yeah, but not them
Other
kidneys.
proteins that match.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm not sure about the details, and every organ is different for the criteria.
When it comes to bone
I
marrow,
don't want to
it's
get in the
difficult-
weeds,
It's
but
difficult to find for Black folks because blood marrow, and I do know that even for myself, in terms of donating organs, there is a trepidation that you start to think, hell, that depending on who's working on you and you're about to die, that they really may not give a fuck. So, yeah, I have trepidation about organ donation for that very reason.
Do you think that's common medicine? That's interesting.
Sometimes giving up ribs. What the fuck think you're gonna give up organs?
It's very common, Abby, to answer your question. I was just with my entire family, and as a matter of fact, some of the younger people had indicated organ donation on their license, and some of the other people in the family were like, what the hell were you thinking when you were doing that? So that's just anecdotal, but I think it is very common.
There are cases that are fucking horrible, Abby, and so you'll have like I guess it's a team of surgeons that are they have to consult, of course, with the medical staff at the hospital that you're at, and then they'll have like these advocates, and so there are people where they're kind of unsure. And ultimately, I believe the ER doctor that's in charge of the treatment of the patient has the final say. But they will try. There's been many cases where the people survived, and the team that for the organ donation were saying no, yeah, she's gone. Yeah, just don't worry about it. Let's just hurry up and get the organs out. And to me, that seems like it would be a pretty easy way to, not an easy, I just wouldn't want to be stuck in that situation.
they do it all the time. Yes, you're talking about instances where you're not really dead and they could save you, but they need a heart, and your heart is good. So they're like, hey, just kill that motherfucker and let's get the heart out.
Well, they don't kill you. They don't necessarily kill you.
Save you. That to me, that's killing you. When I could clearly help you and I just let you die, to me, it's the same as murder.
Well, according to the oath, they're supposed to look at it the same way too.
Right.
We have the worst ranked medical system amongst high-income countries like Australia, Netherlands, UK. We have the worst of the worst. If you look at the Commonwealth Fund.
There we go, more bullshit.
Did you guys just drop it? Oh.
Look how that works. Look how that works, Beaver.
I mean, I don't think that. I don't know. Is that really how
Matt shows up? Then you bring me up.
All right, stop.
We also rank last in access to care, administration efficiency, and health outcomes, including the lowest life expectancy at age 60 and the highest preventable mortality.
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
In comparison to which countries?
He said other high income.
High income. Okay.
I don't talk that much. I haven't talked for an hour and a half.
Good, go ahead.
Okay, say something of substance, please.
Okay, eat my dick. There's your substance. So, we're gonna talk about fucking what? Universal fucking healthcare? It's a joke. Go look at the
That's not what we're
European.
talking about.
Okay, then mute yourself and then fucking chew my ass at the end. Thank you, Miss Jazz. Fucking, if we're gonna talk bullshit, make sure it's good bullshit. We're gonna talk about our ranking in health, our ranking in education, stupid shit like that. Okay, cool. If you're against it, move the fuck out. Go to Europe if you want to go eat better. I'm just saying, guys, we sit here and dialogue a whole bunch of bullshit from fucking. Yeah.
Nobody was talking about universal health care. We were ranking the healthcare, and even places with universal health care.
Listen, Jazz.
They have privatized.
Jazz, just let him finish, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, shut up.
Shut
up, black
people. You show up and you just start fucking talking. I've been here for fucking 2 hours. Jesus, can this nigga shut the fuck up?
Jesus.
Fucking put a fucking cork in your composter,
Guys, chill. Yeah,
I don't
you're
think anyone wants to hear you except
cuss her out. Like, come on.
Well, no, he just wants to say, and you've had two different people fucking jump up and attack him while he's fucking talking. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Right, one mic, y'all. One mic. We've managed to not make it too nasty so far. Just one mic.
Yeah, muzzle the black woman.
Attacking him.
Bitch, you're gonna go to the audience.
Well, Steppy is Steppy is the home of daydreaming.
Nobody attacked him.
Daydreaming, bitch, I got fucking sick. You got a fucking problem the way I fucking talk, bro? All I'm fucking saying, dude, is I hear nothing but fucking black cis, fucking white cis. Okay, you know what? It's a disgrace. The reason why the black community has not always something to bitch about is because they don't fucking solve the fucking problems. That's it. You know, Chinese were fucking slaves. Blacks were fucking slaves. Where the fuck is the Chinese community above the black community? Why? Because they don't fucking linger around on fucking the past. They fucking cowboy the fuck up, move forward, and fucking say, hey, we're gonna be number one in the fucking educational system. We're not gonna let a white man fucking hold us back. We're gonna fucking take the realm and fucking go forward. They look at what they are. We were just in an hour and a half conversation about how Asians are in all the fucking top tier colleges. And then you guys were bitching about how the black community has to go through a DUI fucking policy to be elevated into it. Show some fucking accountability. That's all I'm saying. You know, and by the way, I'm a mixed man too. My mom's black, my dad's white. I'm in that fucking community. So, you know what? I'm white because you know why? I project myself forward. I'm not going to go back on my great-great-grandmother's fucking life. It's tragic. But I'm going to move myself forward, my community forward. I'm going to project where a black man and my sister as black women can do for himself and not come on Clubhouse or anywhere else and say the black community is held down because the white man can't move me fucking forward. Thank you. Now go fucking bitch.
And Steph, the thing is, I'm telling you, that's it right there, because then they all get upset when you pull the truth out on their fucking ass, because you know you put the mirror in front of the devil, he don't like his own fucking reflection. They expect you to ride with them and settle. And the moment you say the word black, well, they say, shut the fuck up. Asians are not tripping off a Genghis Khan no fucking more. They're fucking got robots on stages and moving forward, coming over here. They're not thinking about that. I'm glad to hear it come out of another person. But when we say it as black people, oh, you're cool. Look, give a fuck. I don't hold hands with these stupid ignorant motherfuckers. You guys goddamn fast. That's all they want to do. And then you sit there and complain when in this time and age, I look towards the educated black people that are doing it. That's what I look for. I don't look to that negative shit. Look towards the negative shit. I look at the black woman that has the business. Please don't come off the fucking mic. I don't come off the mic. I'm just like Steph. I kept quiet. And I'm saying something good. I look towards the educated blacks. That's what I do. That's why my spirit is good. That's why my soul is good. My body is healthy. I don't listen to that negative fucking shit. Still talk about that old ass shit. So you ain't say a dumb breath out your mouth. But no, they don't like that shit.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that, like, why. Go ahead.
Hey, what's your credit score, bro?
We have to go there. I just don't know why.
Well, I am.
So far, we've had disagreements,
but
we've presented points, and we've had a debate.
Okay.
I don't understand why the people who want to
You got something to say to me, brother?
and be black elite
Yeah, she's talking,
feel
man.
like
Shut
we have
up.
to be subjected
what?
to that
She's
weird
talking.
tongue lashing.
Okay.
You can have your opinion, but I do think there's some. I don't understand why we all have to be subjected to that weird tongue lashing that you think that people deserve. When none of those talking points were said in this room, at least not since I've been here.
What's his talking point? I think they were just like
The talking points he was attacking.
Yeah, I think they just triggered.
Victims and none of those things were said in this room, so I'm just confused as to why we even entertain that.
They
And you've been in the room for 2 hours too.
Yeah, we weren't using any insults or mocking or disparaging each other.
Yeah.
Not from either side.
Let them have the conversation.
And nobody was playing the victim either. We genuinely were presenting facts and having a discussion. So it just sounds like maybe to people who wanna pander and be black but not and align themselves with the black elite. You have to realize what's been voiced in here is that there's no respect for the black, quote unquote, black elite from the other side, and there never will be.
What's
One,
a black
so,
elite?
so you're wasting your breath saying it in a space like this.
What's a black
Two,
elite?
it also sounds like, well, he mentioned that people are educated and business owners. That's who he looks up to. So based on his definition of who he feels has more inherent value. So that I'm just basing on what was said in this room, which I think is appropriate, right? So back to my point is, it just sounds to me like you have some inherent talking point rhetoric that again just didn't happen here. I'll just land.
Well, they don't want to like deal with the meat and potatoes of the conversation. They want to like skim, on, I guess, like these generalities, like, oh, it's just a bunch of black people in here complaining and crying, when literally, we're just like exchanging data points, exchanging links, like, I think it's a great conversation between Miss and Pepe. I want to hear
What
you
did he
guys
say
speak
y'all
more.
crying about though?
Yeah, I want to hear you guys speak more in the future too. And
What did he say? What did he say y'all crying about?
it's that whole like,
It sounded like victimhood mentality maybe is what he was attacking. I'm not totally sure.
Oh, he was attacking people with victimhood mindset.
Yeah, with victim mentality.
well, that was the generalization that he made,
Right.
so he can like give his brand.
I mean, is he wrong though?
Again, he might not be wrong that people exist like that. That just did not happen in this room, and therefore I'm not sure why he cleared the stage to say that. That's all.
I don't know. That's one of them things. I don't know, man. Why do people get triggered for things, man? It's just, I don't know, man. But I don't think he's wrong though, man. I don't like this. I don't like that type of stuff either, man. For I'm keeping it above.
That should be a new conversation.
They just got to switch the narrative. You guys were on ran for about 45 minutes with Miss Abby arguing about DEI hires, talking about the white women, and then it transitioned into because Pepe brought up a younger generation with the black pilots, which is a legitimate key. But hold on,
anything about black violence?
No, the pilots.
Pilots. You keep
Pilots.
Oh.
It's a slur. My God, dude, a guy has a southern accent, and you guys automatically think I got a slur. But the thing is, I just want to see accountability in my community, And when I say that, we gotta quit, not just, I'm not going to say you guys in general, but when you bring up
Like what?
what? Excuse me? Well, I'm sorry. When you guys bring up, a whole line of different good talking points, you guys gotta realize if we constantly gotta come in and have a question or a conversation based off between black or minority, let's just say minority, we're still holding our community as a victim. I have been in Clubhouse for, I would probably say, almost a year now, and mostly just observing. Most come up and talk. And the most I hear is, in America alone, the black community and the white community were divided. And in the black community, it's always the white community holding us back. And then when we bring up accountability, when I say accountability, in my opinion, there's a difference between a good black community and niggas. I'm just sorry, I gotta put it that way. Niggas will throw you, niggas will pull a motherfucking down, pull a community down because they're niggas. A good black,
you don't have to.
A good community of black men and women are more, it's a beautiful thrive because they're on point, They're with their family. They're showing the next generation how to be independent, self-sufficient, and those are the guys and gals that you see going into those major league community, those major league colleges, into great jobs, and they project great forward. That's what we should see in society. And those are individuals that don't play the victim card. Those are the individuals that don't. And all I'm saying is we should be over here projecting how we should go and say, hey, everybody has an equal opportunity. And if you're gonna base it off your skin, you've already ruined yourself. And that's what I want people to understand. If you tell me that you can't go no further because you're a black individual or an Asian individual, and the only thing hindering your goals in society is a white man, you've already lost to yourself. It's about how we gotta go, pick the statutes and the laws about DEI and how it brought in women, white women, black communities, stuff like that.
Why? Wait, hold on. Why do you feel like you have to interrupt the exchange of knowledge that would happen to
talk
about something that's not even going on? It's not even going on.
I have that privilege like you guys. You guys have been molesting my fucking ear with your bullshit.
Well, you can leave too.
Yeah, if
I'm not here to support you. I'm not here to support you. I'm here to support Matt and Pepe.
Okay, but we're having a conversation.
Well, wait, what about me? I don't get any support?
I don't think Pepe need nobody help. I've been in Pepe's groups and we've agreed and disagreed for years. He don't need nobody help. He does not need anyone help.
Beaver, I say you, but you to be my dad.
Wait, what's your Venmo, bro? Let me buy you another Coors Light so you can chill.
Seth, I have a question for you.
I don't drink, sir. Actually, I don't drink.
I have a question for you. You're mixed.
Yes, sir.
What's the worst racist incident you've ever faced in your life?
Worst? Sundown Town in Mississippi. Me and my wife. You know what Sundown Town is?
Yeah. Yes.
My wife is Hispanic. And by the way, I'm 23 years active in the military. I transitioned into reserve. And I literally got collared in Mississippi by a Mississippi State Trooper who explained to me and my wife, this is a sundown town. And this is 2 years ago.
That's it?
But that's so interesting, though, that you would then make this argument and then in that same breath say that something like 2 years ago, right? That wasn't 200 years ago. We're talking about 2 years ago. And you're saying that these types of conversations have outdated themselves? Like, I question Step A, with all due respect, and this is inflammatory, but I really question, I feel bad saying it, but I'm not going to say it, but I don't think it needs to be said. I think everybody that needed to connect those dots already have.
What's the next thing?
She's come on. Listen, me, the difference between me and you both, I wasn't injected with black. That's the difference.
But oh my God, I
need him to clarify.
Say that shit, bro.
Just say it.
He's a lot better than Rich, so I don't mind him being up here.
So if it's okay, even though I think that people have a different experience, whether it happened 2 years ago or 20 years ago, that's his particular experience. At the same time, how we see life through our own lenses is how we decide we operate. So I've been on this app, Twitter, whatever you call it, before, Clubhouse, for a few years, and I've never come on here and used any negative language in any way, and the reason why is because I don't talk that way, period. But I children. The only person on planet Earth responsible for the outcome of our lives is the one you see in the mirror every single day.
That's true. That's true.
That's the only person. So listen, no one, and if they are, I'm gonna say it clearly, no one is sitting around thinking about any of us, whether they're any ethnic group or not. And if they are sitting around,
facts.
you know, if anybody's sitting around thinking about you, they got more mental health issues because that's. And unfortunately, you know, I'm 62, guys. I've been on the planet a couple of days. And my wife and I have been around the world. I've been to 54 countries, 5 continents. It doesn't matter that I happen to be ethnically black. Yeah, I keep repeating myself the same all the time. You know why? Because I believe repetition is the foundation of success. And I think that a lot of people, unfortunately, they lead too much with their ethnicity, not their responsibility. And the more you are responsible for your own life, the better you will be off. You know, you're better off you are. And I just shared that with you guys. And listen, people are going to share with you what they think. If none of the stuff they say apply to you, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. Because whatever anybody says, if they don't live in your house, they're not with you at all. So the last I checked, 8.4 billion people on planet Earth. There's only one of you. Your DNA, your fingerprints, only one of yours. You can claim a people group if you want to, but at the end of the day, you're still just you. I
have a question for you. No, I have a question for you, Edward. You don't have to answer it. How much easier do you think the success you made for yourself in the funeral industry, do you think it would have been a whole lot easier for you to get there if you were white?
Nope, not at all.
Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit.
Wait, what would you say?
I'm in debt. I'm in
a
debt
self-made man. Yeah, and
I'm in debt for 38 years. I started out working for corporate America 38 years ago in death care. My first year out of college, and I worked for the largest funeral home cemetery company in the world at the time. My first 10 years, they trained me, taught me everything, and it was a majority white company. I never thought about it. I just got hired out of college, and that was it. But no, I think that as I grew and all the tests I took and all the things I learned, it just gave me the opportunity to be good at something and to help families every single day. And that to me is very, very important. I think that the more you work, this is what my mentor says all the time. Edward, work more on yourself than on your career. Because what you bring to any relationship is who you are, not what you do.
You said that you own a funeral home? That's facts. Edward, you said you own a funeral home?
All over the world. We do international shipping. We work with over 45,000 deaths a year throughout the U.S. So my organization's been around. I worked for corporate America for 10 years. My last 28 years, I've owned my own organization to where we help funeral home cemeteries and crematories. But the majority of people that we help is families, what we call after reach. There's 17 legal things a family has to do after someone passed away, and we walk them through that with 10 different professionals to make sure they get their first step back to normalcy.
And somebody told me to open a funeral home, and they said you'll always be in business.
I was gonna say that though. I was like, you must. Well, you're never gonna run out of business.
Well, I got another question.
That was smart. Yeah.
Have you ever helped a customer stay their spouse died?
Every business needs customers.
And they were very, like, you were helping them along, and then it, like 2-3 months later after the funeral, you find out that they killed their spouse.
Oh, that's not part of what we do. That's within the, that's the legal system. That has nothing to do with the funeral.
Well, no, I know. I just wondered if you ever, like, helped someone through the process, and they were, the death was ruled like just a natural death, and then, like, a year later, you read in the paper that it turns out the person killed their spouse.
We probably had 1 or 2 of those, right?
It never happened in our organization, so I would not know that. But
would you know?
No, we would know if that person was part of our family, because we post all of our obituaries either or on their Facebook page or whatever. But it's never happened to me in those cases. So
you don't get haunted by ghosts, bro.
What are these questions?
No, I remember walking. My grandpa was an electrician, so he would go turn the lights on at the funeral home,
And one day he just took me back to where they working on the bodies, and I was like 11. And that shit, man, that shit like changed the course of my life. That shit was so scary.
You try to get you, huh? But yeah, I agree, bro. Black people, bro. We need to stop complaining and shit, bro. We need to stop complaining about so this shit all the time, bro. We need to stop complaining about these white folks. I don't think white people get up and think about us.
So here's mine.
And then, hold on. But it's just like, a lot of people like to play this. It's a couple people I don't get in this world, right? Because it's like, the bigger you look at the picture, the less and less certain things matter. People that cry about racism and shit, or getting treated unfairly and shit, bro, like, I'll be like, bro, you a fucking pussy. Like, you a pussy, bro. Like, if you a man, you like, to me, you just like, you a pussy, bro. I mean, say it like that. It's just like, you really just a weird type of person, bro. Like, your whole life is oriented around racism and people's perception of you, like that's not their God-given right to perceive you however they feel like. You know, people need to start understanding that you don't control other people, bro. When, like you said, Edward, and if a motherfucker want to be racist, so the fuck what? You know, it's already people in the audience tripping. These are the people I be talking about, bro. Because these people let a racist interaction dictate their whole day, their whole month, their whole year, their whole lives, bro. Motherfuckers be telling me the stupidest shit. Oh, I experienced racism. He gave me a microaggression at work. I'm like, bro, shut your pussy ass up, bro. You feel me? Like, shut your bitch ass up, bro. You was a bitch, nigga. Like, really, bro? That's gonna stop you from going to work.
How do you pronounce your name?
What you say, Edward?
How do you pronounce your name?
Kaz.
Kaz. So I have a question for you, Kaz, which is it's just a practical question. Do you think we pick people up in a different truck?
What do you mean?
When they pass away.
Do you think y'all pick people up in different trucks?
Yeah.
No, I think y'all pick people up in whatever they pay for.
No, we pick everybody up in the same truck. I don't care what.
Same truck. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a herd for black people?
Not at all. We pick.
What about for Indians? Do Indians know that you put them in a different verse?
Oh. No, the guys I work with, every people group on the planet, when they expire, we pick them all up in the same truck, and we don't care who calls us. Doesn't matter. We do every type of service on the planet, and people call our company because we do good business. They're not looking at us because there's a guy who looks like me that owns the company. No, they just want to be served properly. Everybody likes excellence. I don't know any person on planet Earth that does not like excellence. And excellence has no ethnicity to it, guys. And that's why what you're talking about, guys, is so important. If you get up every day and you just walk outside, my mentor said, opportunity has a very unique way of presenting itself. It stands on every street corner around the world waiting to be recognized.
Right.
Life is too short. I go ahead. I'm sorry, guys.
You're right. And it's just like, I feel like certain people, I don't like these type of people, they get up and they have a dark cloud over their fucking head, bro. And they just take that shit everywhere they go. Always crying that shit. Always complaining about white people, bro. Like,
see, but that's not because it's not. Do you see like the difference?
What?
So it's all environmentalism. That's what the whole thing is. Edward doesn't experience that. Listen to Edward has all these mentors. He has people that are able to guide him. They all the biggest self-help experts. They all say you're the sum of the five people the five people you hang out the most with, right? They talk about psychology, how we could reprogram our minds according to what is presented to us, right? And so one of my greatest moments of realizing that was in a philosophy class, an actual philosophy class. It was in the Heights. It was a satellite office. And our philosophy professor asked us all to go to the window. And we all got up and we all went to the window. And then we looked out to the streets.
And we looked out to the streets, and he says, I want you all to give me the best explanation as to why in our county you can get for community for this community college, you can register for free for this time, and I want you to tell me why there is almost 100% white people inside this room, and outside I want you to count how many black people you see. And we did, and we can, and I mean, like, right outside, we were right on Broadway, right? And so there was dozens, there was everywhere. And then inside, we were all white. And so we had to come up with an explanation to that. What is the explanation? Is it that white people want education more? Is it that white people are smarter? Is it that white people are better? No, it's not. It's all environmentalism. It's what you grow up with, who you're around, the minds. Rabbit, it's philosophy. It's literally called environmentalism.
I meant to give a heart emoji.
That's not what environmentalism is.
It was supposed to be.
Philosophically, right? When you talk about determinism and free will, right? Environmentalism, right? Yes, it is. It is environmentalism. You're not going to. I just gave the fucking scenario. You wanna challenge my philosophy, Professor?
Here's what I would say, right? Because I see what you're saying. Certain individuals in these environments that still see the big picture, right? So, like, let's say me, right, where I'm from and stuff like that, most people don't think, so what I've done is like, only I've done it, only I wanted to do that shit. Only I saw that path, right? But it's like, I'm around people that most of them are. So, there's certain individuals that even in those environment, they still go out and do these things though. It's really just that victimhood, bro. Like, it's really that victimhood, and people just you're not all the way wrong. You're very much accurate, but it's not only environmental aspect that has something to do with it for sure. But it's something deeper than just where you're at. It's just a collective people have, and that shit kills them.
Have you been aware of the numbers of the United States, the population that we have?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Okay, so I teach my children. My son's 41 now. He's been married. My daughter's, she's 34 married. So I used it for the question. I said, do you understand when they use the minority? They said, no. So my wife has according to the number, 13% of a 50 million.